Alright, Arcanauts, welcome to the stream. Good lord, that's a lot of people just right off the bat. Excellent. Let's boot this up and get started. Who's excited about the collab stuff? I'm excited about the collab stuff. A lot of names I recognize, a few names I don't. Nice to meet everybody. Taukaka, I see, is the current card we're talking about. Yeah, I like Taukaka. Interesting card. 3 cost summons 2 cards. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, each one can be removed for 1 cost, but even if you happen to have 2 1-cost cards in your hand, you've still got to spend 2 resources to remove 2 3s. So, Johan, yes, we will be doing a collaboration unlock. That looks like there's a secondary patch. You're on the road, Thrash. Okay. Well, I hope you're not driving. She doesn't get her effect to go off more than once if you use more than one. Really? Oh, that's interesting. Need updated for the meta. Yes, we'll be going through all of the cards, discussing how they fit into the current meta, what's good, what's not so good, and so on and so forth. I did manage to pull every single collaboration card earlier today on my alternate account, and I've transferred them across to this current account. So we will do an unboxing, but even if we don't pull all the cards in this unboxing, I still have access to all of them, so don't worry about it. Hi, Polite Lurker. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're gonna be doing an arc pull, don't worry about it. Yeah. Wow, okay, so many gifts. Let's see, we got one from Shinami, Neonworks, another from Shinami, Darkuri, Infamous 2, Takarubaka, Steve Rogers, Little Walter, and Blue Zeb. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. Those are going to go towards the unboxing today, and gathering all of the collab cards for the next 2 phases. Jin, Rachel, Hakuman, and Noel are the most powerful in your opinion, Joseph. They are definitely strong. We'll be running some sort of in-depth tests in this live stream. I'm not sure if Hakuman is worth his cost, so that's one of the things we're going to be looking at. Seems not to be too impossible to get everything France. Yeah, I know there's a couple of people that have been like just missing a single card and they've been going crazy about it. But otherwise, yeah. If we have Noel, please trade with you, Neon. Well, if we happen to pull some extra Noels, perhaps we can pass you one. Johan, you haven't gotten Ragnar yet. Yes, Ragnar does seem to be one that people are struggling with. Pegasus and Satulia, thank you so much for the gems, guys. I really appreciate it. So before we make a proper start on the collab stuff, there was a patch announcement as well, so we'll just go through that very quickly. Hakuman's spell is good though. Yeah, it's not a bad card by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just worried that it's a little too expensive, but we'll see. So Ragnar's hard to pull, yes, yeah. I think I managed to pull one of him. All right, what do you want, Scamcat? No, God no. Let's not do that. You only have one, yeah. Yeah, I only have one as well. Maybe we'll pull another one from this and during this live stream. That would be fun. Not like he's, you know, a super OP card or anything like that, but yeah, it'd be nice to have him. You got none, Thrust. That's so tragic. You got Rags in the first pack, Joseph. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. The Helsing guy is rubbish. There are a few cards in here which do not look good at first glance. However, bear in mind that this is the way that collaboration packs always go. 90% of it is considered to be absolute trash, dross, and then there's 1 or 2 cards that people think are going to be fantastic, and then the meta gets all churned up and people start throwing new cards in, and actually some interesting stuff tends to rise to the surface. Nato was considered to be trash tier when that CLO collaboration came out, for example, and now he's just everywhere in PVG. Hello Monster111, welcome to the stream. Hello Kitan, hello Kalpesh. Noel's your favorite, Neon? Yeah, Noel's pretty good. There are some interesting cards in it. Again, it remains to be seen exactly how viable they turn out to be. There'll also be a second pack. There will in fact be 3 packs. There's going to be this particular collaboration pack for this week, for this next 5 days in fact, and then after that there'll be another pack for the next 5 days, and after that there'll be a 3rd pack for the next 5 days. Yero, you felt NATO was always good and you liked it before it was cool, did you? You hipster. You'll just get Ragnar and just sell him later when he gets expensive. That's a good plan, Daniel. Yeah. Interested in what I have to say about Interfectus Malasukami. Yeah, I'm interested in that one. That's like, why don't I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel? I do, Monster. I do actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I play it every day. I really enjoy it. I would make videos and things about it, but nobody seems to be that interested. Hi, Marie. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Deadpool. Thank you so much. And you have to save for the next 5 days again. Yes, everybody, bear in mind that there are going to be 3 separate releases. There are 22 collaboration cards in the current pack. In 5 days, there'll be another 22, and in another 5 days after that, there'll be another 22. There are going to be 66 collaboration cards for BlazBlue collaboration. So save your gems. The other 2 BB packs won't have an additional 22 cards. No, they say that each one's going to contain 22. So it looks like it's 66, which makes sense because that is really going to encourage people to buy gems. Again, there's always a problem with the translation with DevCat, even when they're doing official announcements, but the way that they have phrased the announcement itself strongly indicates that it is going to be 22 BlazBlue cards in each individual pack, which is just going to be... Am I doing an opening booster packs? Yes, I am. What we're going to do, the current schedule is we're going to talk about the cards just in a very brief way at the moment. We're going to go over the patch notes because there are 2 new heroes and a whole bunch of like arena reward fixes and stuff. And then when everybody's kind of settled down, then we'll do the booster pack opening, and then we'll start testing out the cards in various decks and things. You are at work. What is lost? I don't know. Francesco, I don't know what's lost. Okay, so let's go through the patch notes very, very quickly. They're not huge, but they do make some big changes. You thought it was going to be 3 separate packs with just 3 different main cards, while the others are the same Yarrow. Could be. That's certainly one way of translating or interpreting what they've said. So, let's see. So, patch period, new collaboration, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so on and so forth. Now, null for 1 ban, and how come everyone wants... yeah. Feel free to share your shop codes in the chat, guys, if you want to, if you're selling any of these BlazBlue cards for cheap. Only if you're selling them for cheap. Yo, Joseph Sebastian, thanks so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Okay, so, new heroes. Nip Nip, the channel is doing well so far. Thank you very much. Okay, so there are 2 new heroes that have just been released. There's Veteran Employee, and there's Ishui Crew. Marie, you got a whole bunch of stuff. Nice. Yeah, most of us actually seem to have managed to pull all of them, which is what I have lost of new collaboration of your lesson. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway, 2 new heroes. First of all, Veteran Employee. Hero will do the appearance condition. Appearance condition is to acquire 1 SIH season card, so that's not too difficult. Acquirement condition is to acquire 10 SIH season cards, so that's much more difficult. His ability is called Indecisiveness Prohibited, and it reads HP -1 for any hero who charges while having 15 or more resources in total. Which, honestly, kind of what that seems to me to be is a hero that's specifically designed to counter Japanese players who are notorious for hoarding up resources as much as possible, playing the long-term control decks. But for most people, that's kind of pointless, which is a little bit weird. Then the second hero is Ishui Crew, who, in order to appear, you need to use special tickets 10 times, and in order to acquire him, you need to win with a mana deck 20 times. I assume that means a mana-only deck, but I'm not sure, it doesn't say. His ability is called Mana Field. Whenever a mana creature is summoned, that creature gets -2 HP and +1 defense, and if your mana is more than 5, you take 1 damage every turn. Not brilliant, unless you are running a defense deck with like shield throw and technicians and things in there, but a very, very specific hero. Most people aren't going to use him. He's a little bit, not sure. So a couple of heroes there. Not too difficult to get Ishui Crew, but it's going to be pretty difficult to get the Veteran Employee, but don't worry too much about it. Neither one of those heroes is going to be very meta. Mana mono decks are fun, Joseph. They can be, yeah. Yeah, they can be. Very tricky, certainly. Alright, so next, improvements and modifications. You can now exchange your pre-release booster tickets for special tickets, which is nice, because I got 20 of the damn things. So if you have any pre-release tickets left over, trade them in for special tickets. Why not? You can now switch to an AI mode in today's mission, daily and draft missions, which is pretty cool. You know, you can just turn that on while you're at work or something like that. Just hit auto duel and the game will just play itself for you. How many diamonds do I have in the moment? Clap. I think I have around 500, something like. I had 900, but collaboration pack. BlazBlue Part 1 has more good cards than we thought, Galiomir. Yeah, it's interesting. There seems to be less outright junk in this collaboration. And there are some cards that are actually pretty interesting. Praise the Lord for the AI feature. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be happy about that. Can I help you guys with a good mana mono deck, Louis? Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll move that to the end, but yeah. Lab is now open to all duelists, no matter their VIP level, which makes sense. I don't know why they restricted it to begin with. You managed to join the stream again, Andrew, watching while Overwatch is off-season. Yeah, doing the live stream while Overwatch is off-season. Not that I really do much competitive these days. A bit toxic. AI feature Calpesh. Yes, the AI you can now do in daily and draft missions. Not arenas, just the missions, but it's very cool nonetheless. Lab's open to everybody, regardless of VIP. When trading with a cat merchant, you can now see how many cards you have in your possession by tapping on the cards he's offering, as well as the cards that you are offering in return, which is... Thank you. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, Deadpool, you just brought that up. Oh, so good. So good. No more do you have to say, do I have that card? Now you can just check. Arena rewards are all getting changed. Newbie Arena and Draft Arena are being altered, but they're still... I mean, Newbie Arena is obviously just Newbie Arena. The Draft Arena still isn't worthwhile. Even at Platinum, you're only going to get like 15 gems, a couple of discount tickets, and you do get 1 5-star card booster. But AI for Daily Quest, Polite Lurker? Yes, yes. Infinite Dolphin deck, because why not? Never run out of mana while spamming spells. Why not? Why not? A pod of dolphins. Almost Diamond, Andrew. Nice. Good for you. I don't think I got above gold. I just stopped. I'm a Junkrat player, so I don't get high in that. Rookie Arena's looking not bad now. Platinum will give you 30 gems, 3 special tickets, and a season 5-star card booster, which is not bad. Veteran and PvP Arena, that is better. Now if you get into gold, you get 27 gems and you get a couple of special tickets. So it's back to being kind of worthwhile to get into gold now. Anyone who wants cheap BlazBlue cards... Neon selling them. Dive in. Buy. And you're a Lucio main, though, 95%. No, Andrew, good. Everyone loves a Lucio main. The only thing I love more than a Lucio main is an Ana main. Bug fixes. Fixed a bug in which the result screen after Cat Merchant Mirror Spirit Duel was displayed incorrectly. Nobody really cares. Magic Bestower Elberic now functions properly. Clone Spell now functions properly. Belphegor's hero ability now functions properly. The result page of the arena is now displayed correctly, which is nice. And the White Moon Bunny wasn't working properly when dueling continuously in the PvE arena, but now it is. So... can you explain the best host combination with collaboration? Maybe explain some cards, Francesco. Yes, we're going to be doing that in just a couple minutes. Yeah, Dragon Hero, yo, I've got yours there. I want to ask, what's the best card against Counterspell? You're kind of struggling against Counterspell. The best thing to do against Counterspell is to bait it out. Take... if you want to cast Capture, for example, then if you've seen them discard into blue, instead of casting Capture, cast something like a Holy Missile or a Magic Missile, just a simple, very, very low-cost spell, just to bait out the counter spell, and then you can use the spell you actually want to use. What's the purpose for the... Nerva also works, but Nerva just to beat Counterspell is a bit problematic. It's better just to bait it out. Do you think we would ever in a lifetime get a 5-star collaboration card? Yes, I think we have 5-star collaboration cards, don't we? Pretty sure something... pretty sure Astaroth, for example, is a 5-star. I'm not sure about that, though. What's the purpose for the special tickets? Special tickets are still used for opening FODPs and things like that, but they're also going to be starting to be used for events and things like that, so hold on to them. Yara Dragon, yeah, use cheaper spells. I guess the concept of a 5-star would be too powerful to keep it exclusively for a collaboration booster. Yeah. I mean... The power and rarity don't even necessarily go hand in hand. Scathach has been dominating... or has been an extremely solid presence in the meta ever since it was released, and you know everybody kind of was like about it to begin with. The collab packs didn't need the special tickets. No, we had word from an internal developer, slipped us the word that they were going to require special tickets, but apparently they rethought it at the last minute, which is... Hello Benneth, welcome to the stream. Okay, so that's the patch notes. There's 2 new heroes. Neither one's really worth going crazy trying to get a hold of. The arena has been buffed a little bit, so it's actually not too bad now. And there's been a bunch of bug fixes, so that's pretty cool. No 5-star collab. I tend not to pay much attention to rarity of the cards, how many stars they are. It doesn't seem to matter, really, in terms of power. The most powerful cards in the game right now are like 1 or 2 stars. Yo, Twin 4 tickets are just sitting there, Johan. Yeah, you can just keep a hold of them for now. Is WNB better or FOD? Interesting question. In terms of current meta presence, WNB is probably better, but both of them have good cards in there. Right now, of course, everybody's talking about this. A gift from I Need Healing. Thank you so much. That's going to go towards gathering even more collab packs so that we can make more videos and things. And a friend request from Turtle Pirate. For those who don't know, during the live stream, if you send me a friend request, I will add you. In the arena where no spells exist, possessed Iltutmish might actually be viable for once. I know, Iltutmish was so good for like 5 seconds. Okay, I'm trying to see, who do I not recognize? I don't recognize Mikusu. If you're watching Mikusu and you, then I apologize. Send me a friend request. I'll re-add you. Yeah, Possessed Iltutmish. That was one of the cards I was like, ooh, about, and then just, yeah, the meta just moved way too quick. Okay, so I think we've got enough people hanging around. You got Noel so far, 3-star, 4 more packs left. Okay, all right, good job, Projectiony, 1994. Lucky. Let's do the unboxing then. So I'm gonna need to. I have a sore throat. I apologize. Okay, so I have 501 gems. You got crap. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we have 501 gems. I'm going to need to save up some of these gems in order to ensure that I can actually get a hold of the collaboration packs from the numbers 2 and 3. So we won't use all 500. We will pull 10 packs, and we'll see what we get at that. And that way, hopefully, people can get a general idea of the drop rate and so on and so forth. 3 stars. It's so easy to pull. Yeah, RNG is a fickle mistress. Okay. So let's make a start. I'm going to make a note of how many pull, because I prefer to pull these one by one rather than going for, purchase multiple items. Spend half. Well, actually spending a little bit more than half, Pandatin. A little bit more than half. I'm just going to make a note of how many I pull on this little piece of paper here. Hey, Twilight, welcome to the stream. You personally like V number 13 the most at first glance in terms of art and effect. Yeah, that's definitely one of the ones I was like, about. So we're going to pull 10 packs now, and then we're going to look over the cards, go into them in more detail for people that haven't seen them all already, point out what we think is going to be meta viable and what's going to be competitive and what's not, and then we'll actually start testing them and building decks and things. You almost got all 3-star cards. Nice. Okay, thank you, Musab. All right, let's make a start. Pull number 1. Make that little note. Okay, press the button. Took its own sweet time. You like Platina. I like Platina. Yeah. She's very, very tricksy. Very, very tricksy. V13 is a cool card mixed with old sword card. Yeah, it's nice. You like Hakuren. Is good because it seals abilities. Yes, Hakuren. We're definitely going to run some serious tests with Hakuren. Alright, so let's open this up and see what we get. Number 1, the Phoenix Retenjo. Now, this is actually a very interesting card. Quite expensive, 4, 5, and 6. But it is an ability sealer, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Next up, Mutant Collab would be interesting. Yeah, they're not going to do that. GII or G11, I don't know what to say. This card is actually pointless at the moment because we don't have Rachel. And even when we do have Rachel, dubious, honestly. But we'll see. Next up, Valken Hein R. Helsing. Yeah, not great, honestly. Really, really expensive card, but not brilliant. Next is Mukro Algesco, Yuki and Asa. Now, I'm going to definitely run some tests on this one because this looks like it could be very interesting when coupled with an Undini or Eevee deck, depending on whether or not it works the way I think that it works. Panchetta, where am I from? Well, that's always a difficult question. I was born in Scotland, but I'm not really from Scotland. And finally, bang, Shishigami. I actually really like this guy. Moves to an empty slot, increases his energy every turn. If it's odd numbered, then he'll deal damage in front of him. And if it's even numbered, then he'll deal damage to the entire field. And is guaranteed to activate at least once. So I actually quite like this guy. He doesn't meet HP breakpoints, unfortunately. So he's a 4 cost that can be removed for 2, but it's not bad. You spend 700 gems and only 1 Ragnar and a lot of copies of other Francesco. That's unfortunate. What about make a deck with nothing but BLZ, CLO creature cards? That would be awful. What's the price check for Ragnar? Nobody knows what the actual prices are right now. The market is still settling on prices. Nobody's really had a chance to test the cards yet. Okay, number 2. Let's see. Arma Reboare Mukorin. Completely useless. It does the same thing as Platina, but costs more, and I'm really not sure why you'd want it. You can summon a cat creature or a bomb, but any bomb or cat creature you would summon, if you had it in your deck, would cost less than this card, so I don't get this one. You and a friend are having a debate about my accent. Good luck with that. It's global. I grew up all over the world, so yeah. More moving cards. Always moves every turn. Yeah, it does. It's very cool. All right, next we got another Valkenhayn. That's fine. Next up, a Taukaka. I actually like Taukaka. Very interesting card. 3 cost, but it summons 2 creatures. Not super powerful, but definitely has its place. Next up, Arakune. Now, I don't understand this guy at all. Definitely need to run some tests with this, because at first glance, it looks terrible. Just awful. But it depends on whether or not it will like continue to summon insect creatures and things like that. And finally, Carl Clover. Again, a weird card. I want to test it because honestly, Nirvana doesn't seem that great, but you'd think that it must be pretty good because dude's pretty expensive. So again, something that we'll run some tests with. Alright, so that was number 2. Now number 3. Bit hard to make notes while I'm holding this thing. It's kind of possible... sorry, where are we at? I tried twice to win the last season. Mission was pretty hard to win against. It's kind of possible, but it's not going to work properly at this point unless you build it using the whole collab cards till now. It's decent, 3 cost. You guys are going to... There's a delay on the chat. You guys are going to have to actually tell me which card in particular you're talking about. Okay, another G11, G2, GII. I don't know what it is. Carl works well with Deus Machina. Okay. If you have Arakune, you really need to hope opponent doesn't have Natira's Needle, kills in one hit. Yeah, Natira's Needle or Paralyzer's Bullet. Yeah, also, just like G11 with Rachel, Alucard. Like creature also. Taukaka is your favorite so far. If one attack opponent creature, the other Taukaka will long range attack. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You're confused about the packs. There's so many you don't know what to get. It's Jay. Right now, just get the collaboration packs. Don't go for any other packs. The collaboration pack is only available for 5 days, after which it is gone forever. So the cards are going to turn out to be really, really, really valuable in a couple of months' time. So just get the collaboration packs. You'll appreciate it, believe me. Another Carl Clover. That's fine. Another Arakune, that's fine. And Hazama. Now, Hazama, so close to being awesome. If his resources scaled normally, if it went 3, 4, 5, he'd be brilliant. But unfortunately, it goes 3, 5, 7. And 7 cost just to move a single creature is really expensive. I mean, that is a lot of gold. So, remains to be seen whether or not it's going to be any particular worth. Especially since cards like Jane aren't really common anymore. Okay, number 4. Another Arakune. Okay. Next up, we have... Lichi Fei Ling. I do quite enjoy this card, honestly, just because I like these kind of tricksy cards. It's a 2 cost that can be removed by any 1 cost, but, yeah... Switches places with friendly creatures in the farther slot, deals 4 damage to the creature in front. If the creature dies, it returns back to its original position and deals 4 more damage to random opponent. It's a lot of fun. Viable? Probably not. Fun? Absolutely. Need to sell that Ragna, I guess. Yeah, well, leave it. I mean, it's always a bit of a tricky thing with collaborations. Sometimes cards are wildly overpriced at the beginning, and then later on people realize they're no good in like PvP or PvG, so nobody wants to buy them, so their prices drop. But sometimes you'll sell something for, 500,000, let's say, and then a couple of months later it turns out that it's super amazing in the meta, and suddenly it's going for like 4 million. So it's up to you. Slime Dude does spawn infinitely. The Arakune spawns infinitely. That's pretty cool. Faye is like an eagle. Yeah, a bit eagle. Give me Ragnas. Never, Galiomir. They're mine. V13, Nirvana, Hakuman, and Phoenix Green for you is the most powerful. I'm not sure about Nirvana. We need to run some tests with that. Maybe decent with small creatures, maybe. Lich is interesting, so one when PvP and was a good combo. Yeah, I like the sound of Lichy, the whole, jumping around the place. Very, very weak in terms of hit points, but a very interesting effect. And an interesting card art, yeah. Okay, so another one of those, another G11, people are telling me that's what that is, and another Bang Shishigami. Okay. Again, I really like Bang Shishigami. I know he's not massively viable, but I just like him. Ling equals a new Lin. We actually have 2 Eagle cards in the game. Bang and Faye, or Ling, or Litchi, whichever name you want to go for. She's also kind of like another Eagle. So we really have like 4 Eagles in the game right now. We have Eagle itself, we have Lin, we have Faye, and we have Bang. Okay, number 5. Another one of those useless ones. Dang. Another Hazama. Okay, that's not too terrible. Another Phoenix Retenjo, which is pretty cool. Selyu, Shishigami for Chief. Oh, an Iron Taker. Okay, so he's new. Nirvana level 3 equals a better shark. How do I get so many gems? It's Jay. Well, there's a number of ways of doing it. I am thinking about making a video about that tomorrow to help people get the collaboration cards as fast as they can. So look out for the video tomorrow. I'll be going into the best way to quickly farm up gems while the collaboration stuff is going on. No, please. Okay, so Iron Taker. I quite like Iron Taker. Very expensive, but I quite like him. He does meet HP breakpoints, and he's another one of those creatures that moves other creatures, which is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay, next up. Yes. Interfectum Malus Okami. This one I really am quite interested in. Most of the time, the meta is defined by a creature's abilities. You generally don't find the meta dominated by a creature that doesn't have a really powerful ability. And in these cases, and a lot of the time, it's quite easy to tell when a creature with an ability is about to come out. Interfectum Malus completely shuts that down. If you're good at prediction, Interfectum Malus will shut down everything. It'll shut down Jur, it shuts down Jurgen, it shuts down Doom Machines, it shuts down Illurin, which is it completely shuts down bunny decks. You just drop that into your grave at any point during the game, and the bunny will be the only card that activates it, which is beautiful. Did they forget to deactivate caps lock for a lot of card names? Yes. And they've done like equals signs a lot of them, which is weird. You're disappointed because Hazam is super powerful in the anime and his card is awful. His card's not awful, it's just way too expensive at level 3. You need to be a streamer and then you get gems for free. Well, I can't deny it. I do get a lot of gem gifts, certainly. Taker grabs and throws him like he actually does in BlazBlue. Is pretty cool. Iron Taker is like an old cheap copy of Mistletoe. Yeah. Nirvana level 3 is insane. I'm hearing that a lot. We're going to test that. We're definitely going to test that because she doesn't look good on paper. Blaze card prices are getting more expensive every minute, Marie. Yes, they're going to get more and more expensive over the next couple of days, and then the market's going to settle back down again. And then about 2 months after the collaboration is over, the prices are going to skyrocket. They're just going to get even higher than they are now. Okay, so that was a pretty good one, Interfectum Malus. On to number 6. Make a little note. Hey guys, you're going to continue watching on Xbox, Turtle. Okay, alright. You playing something good while you're watching? Alright, what do we got? Another Taukaka, that's fine. I do like that card. It's a fun card. Another Phoenix Retenjo. We are getting a lot of those. Good lord. Good card, though. Good card. Another Carl Clover. Nirvana's not insane, but great. She could be better. Yeah, we're definitely going to run some tests with that. We're getting like a kind of a Marmite situation with Nirvana. Some people are saying she's amazing. Some people are saying she's not so great. So we're definitely going to run some tests with her. Another Bang Shishigami. Okie dokie. Hey, Noel. That's going to make Neon happy. They were like people trying to sell Ragnar for 1 million, then dropped to 400,000 in some shops 1 hour later. Not sure about that. Yeah, he's going to fluctuate all over the place. I'm grinding for gems in dailies while watching the stream, Andrew. Good plan. Good plan. You can do it AI now, so you don't even need to be paying attention during the dailies. You can just let the AI play. Yeah, so Ragnar is going to be fluctuating all over the place. He's going to be the one that flips around the most in terms of price. Null. If it survives an attack from an opponent creature, counterattacks 1 time. If the target is opponent's hero, then it deals 1 damage 1 time. I don't know what that last part means. It makes no frickin' sense, so we're going to test that. You're so jealous. Null's your baby. Aw. You're also confused with the rarity of the cards. Sorry, that's your last question. Don't really worry about the rarity. It's not... The rarity doesn't honestly correspond to how good the card is. You want Arcadean. Joseph and Neon are going to be fighting over the Null card now. I think I have like 2 or 3 Nulls now. You got a Golden Duck from Pack. The Golden Goose, Tiboa. Nice, good for you. It's a bit of a confusing card. I feel like it should be better than it is. Null's gun is better than herself. Yeah, that's another one I really want to test. Because the description is really unclear. Alright, what do we got? Say, another Interfectum Malus. And another Taukaka. Oh, this game knows what I like. Hey, Ragnar! There's another one. Excellent. So now I have 2 Ragnars. Maybe she gets targeted by a spell and survives. She attacks the opponent hero directly. Yeah, maybe Deadpool. That would kind of make sense. Well, I'm not sure what she would survive. I mean, your enemy's not going to hit her with a spell that she's likely to survive. Thank you so much. That's my 2nd Ragnar. Happy about that. Neon and Joseph, let's think about it. I need the card. Yeah. Another Helsing. Mukro Algesco, which I do want to test. Potential for some tricksiness there. I mean, you could combine that with a free summon and maybe do something interesting with it. All right, so pull number 8. Let's see, what do we got? Another Interfectum Malus. Maybe AoE spells. Yeah, maybe. She doesn't have that many hit points though, does she? It'll be interesting to see anyway. We'll definitely... nerds are awesome. We are. We rule the world now, you know. Phoenix Retenjo, again. God, so I'm going to be selling a lot of those off. Mukro Algesco, again. Carl Clover, again. How do you activate AI play for the dailies, Andrew? I actually don't know. I haven't done it yet. I've just been told that it's a thing now. And Deus Machina Nirvana. Yeah. My problem with her, really, is that her ability only activates at the beginning of the turn, so she needs to survive 1 turn. But she can be removed so easily. So, we definitely want to run some tests with her. See if I'm missing something. Tsubaki is a mini-mage Miri, sort of an AoE, yeah. Press on your avatar like if you'd use emotes and press on switch to AI. Ah, okay. Yeah, thanks for that, Deadpool. That's helpful. Same cards over again. Is worth opening too many new packs. Tiboa, it depends. It depends. If you have a lot of gems to spare, then yes, open as many as you can, because even if you get a lot of duplicates, you can sell them for a lot of money right now, and you can then use that money to buy the cards that you're missing. Do the same if you want to take over again. Okay, good to know, good to know. All right, number 9. We got this one and one more. Okay. Let's see if we can get another Ragnar. Nope, but we got another Phoenix Retenjo. Oh, good grief. I got nothing but nails. And another one of those worthless ones. Watch the anime is cool and the game is great, Galiomir. I hear good things about both. Absolutely. G11, pointless. Hazama, just too expensive at level 3. So upsetting. And another Taukaka. Okay, we got a lot of those. Good lord. All right, and last pull. Let's put that away then. All right, let's see if we can pull another Ragnar, shall we? Just nothing but Ragnars. It's just going to be... Arcadean is nailing today. Ladies. Okay, what do we got? Iron Tiger. You open 1 purple and you got the golden duck. Yeah, very cool. Lucky Tibor. Iron Tiger. Good, good, good. Arakune again. Your AI plays worse than you on mission 1 to 2. Yeah, the AI is going to be dumb as bricks. Just... another Phoenix Retenjo. Man, yeah, I am just... nailing it. I'm going to make a better nails, Neon. Absolutely. You guess it's worth it to get the 3 to 4 star characters? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's worth pulling as many as you can, but just bear in mind that there are 2 more collaboration packs coming out after this. 5 days of this one, and then 5 days of a second one, and then 5 days of a third one. So, You want to sell your mutant cards, but you don't know how much they're worth. Is there any way to check? Lurian, either go to the store and just kind of look for other people that are selling it, see how much it's going for, or go onto the subreddit. We have a trading mega thread there where you can ask for price checks on particular cards. Hopefully Hazama will get his cost down in a future rework, Joseph. Very unlikely. They don't tend to edit collaboration cards. They did it once for C1, and then I don't think any other collaboration card has ever been altered after it's been released. Can't watch that. The urge to interfere is too damn high. Miraculously, your deck wins the daily in AI mode, but you wouldn't really rely on that. Indeed, yeah, AI is really, really dumb. Nirvana wants playing at level 3. Yeah, well, we'll run some tests. You can trade with people, AJ. Yeah, just go to the store. You can trade with... Well, you can sell things to people. You can buy things from people. You can also trade directly with somebody if they're in the same area as you, because you can use Soul Link. Dust and Ash. Yeah, true. Yarrow, I'd forgotten about Dust and Ash. They did alter those too. Yeah. Because level 1, 8 defense. Sad times, yep, sad times. Alright, we're moving on. Nago, another one of those pointless cards right now. And even when Rachel's out, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be pointless. I mean, it protects Rachel, but it can be removed by any one-cost thing, so who cares? The T in TCG from MABINOGI Duel is not just there for show. Yeah, unless we're talking about EXT cards, in which case, yeah, no trading for them. You bought one Mana Missile for 80,000 and sold it for 200,000, Kalpesh. Nice. Well played. Hey, Tsubaki Yayoi. That's another interesting card. 1 energy plus 1 at the end of the turn, shoots 3 arrows. Basically, yeah, it's like a Mage Marie or an Archer Mari. Kind of an interesting card, that one. She doesn't quite meet HP breakpoints, which is unfortunate, but still looks like fun. I mean, you put her down next to a Nereva, and counter spells, Black Knight, something like that, and she could potentially do some work. You really want that Mine Canary Arrow Dragon? I'm avoiding EXT cards entirely, personally. Okay, so that was the 10 pulls. Let's see what we actually got. The waifu level is quite strong. Yes, it is. Pretty sure I already have Inferia. Oh, I don't have Inferia. Good God. Well, I'm not going to trade my Mana Vampire for her, but let's see if he'll take anything else. A Beefier Marie, yes. I'm pretty sure I don't have spares of these. Yeah, I only have one of that. You have that Mine Canary, is dangerous to use. Actually still playing because of the collecting part. A lot of people are the same way. Which Cheshire I only have one of. Oh, good grief, yeah. Inferia is not worth trading a Cheshire for. You're not going to take it, are you? Oh, you are. Okay, alright. The waifu level will only get higher in the next collab set. Yeah, because what's-her-face is coming out. Rachel. Okay, I've got 3 of those. 1 of those. Yeah, he's not going to let me trade it for anything I have multiples for. You know, my Maria for Noel. I have all the cards already. Make my card different. Let's see how long we can push the Scam Cat for. No more. No more. Aegis Illusion from the EXT is fantastic. Shield Throw for the win. Yeah, I don't run EXT cards on principle. Scam Cat. Dump the cat. Kill him. Alright, we got some gifts. Sad Vul gave us a gift. Thank you so much. Siganteng gave us a gift. Thank you so much. Zik gave us a gift. Twilight gave us a gift. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And we managed to unlock a couple of these heroes, which is lovely. Let's grab one of these. Scam Cat. Grab this gift. Whoops. And we'll unlock Jin Kisaragi and Ragnar. None of these abilities are particularly fantastic, but so it goes. And a gift from Andy Lim. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Alright, we have 2,000 gold gifts to give away. Oh, one of them. Alright, I'm going to count to 3. Write your in-game name in the comments. First one to write it gets the thing. 3, 2, 1, go. How to get Jin. Just keep buying these things. Buying the collaboration packs. Yes, I had to Kelpesh and then send him gifts. Asia Meme. Benneth, is that your in-game name? Asia Meme? G11 Nago deal 4 damage on the opponent battlefield upon death when Rachel Alucard is quite around. Quite handy as AoE removals, in your opinion, Marie. 4 damage really isn't much. It's really not much. How to get BlazBlue Hero? Just purchasing the booster or something else? Just purchase the boosters. Purchase as many as you can. Peter Kawhi. Okay, well, it's too late. Okay, so Bennett gets it. Asia meme. Asia meme. I don't think I have you added. So send me a friend request, Bennett, and I'll send you the gift. What do I think about Ragnar? For use not so better, only for collection. I'm not sure. We're going to run some tests on it in about 5 minutes. Why just why you have school in 15 minutes, you're tired. Say, just pretend you're sick, Jay. It's fine. That's what I do. Calpesh, you wrote first. Let me see that. Well, you didn't write your in-game name in response to what I was saying. You're just trying to get gifts, Calpesh. If anyone finds or has an affordable Jurgen, still looking for one, Tatulia. Really? Because he's going to get shut down by the collaboration, guys. Anyway, we'll keep a hold of that gift until Bennett sends me the thing. So we have 50 cards. We pulled 10 boosters. So here is the cards that we pulled, so everybody can get a general idea of the drop rates. It actually wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. So in 10 pulls, 50 cards, we got 1 4-star, 2 3-stars, a pile of 2-stars. Look at those 2-stars. And then a whole bunch of 1-stars. Whee! Look at all those Telkakas and Phoenixes. Oh, that is too many nails. That is too many nails. And then a whole bunch of these little guys as well. So the drop rates are actually more or less where you would expect them to be. 10 pulls, decent selection. Decent selection. AI is really dumb. You actually lost a daily Andrew. Yeah. It's really, really stupid. Really, really stupid. It's live stream time. Yes, it's live stream. I'm nailing today. I am, absolutely. Calpesh, you want me to sell you some cards? Thank you so much, It's Jay, for the like and for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one every Tuesday and Thursday. Alright, let's take a look at these cards then. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we actually have a whole pile of them now. Including 2 Ragnars, which is lovely. It's lovely. So we didn't pull that time the Hakuman, the guns, or Platinum, or V number 13. But that's not too bad, nevertheless. Pretty good. 10 packs, and we only missed out 4 cards. Beatboxer, bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Anyway, so we're going to run some tests and things now, but we'll quickly just go through the cards. Just at a glance, I'll give my personal impressions of them and whether or not I think they're going to be in any way viable. Now, bear in mind that when I say viable, all I mean is that you can run it into Platinum PvP or Platinum PvG. I don't mean that it's going to completely dominate the meta, that it's going to completely dethrone Alurin, that you're going to be guaranteed to get into Champion with it. Viable to me just means you can get it into Platinum. So, let's take a look at them. And if you disagree, or I've missed something, or I haven't quite understood something, let me know in the chat box. So the G11 card, pretty pointless. It's completely pointless at the moment because we don't have Rachel. But even so, still generally kind of... No, I don't, you know, it's still fairly pointless. It protects Rachel, but it has such terrible HP value that it doesn't protect her from anything. You can just remove him easily. You got to go soon, but hopefully you'll join in a second, Joseph. Okay, all right. So G11, completely pointless at the moment. Maybe useful when Rachel comes out. It depends on how well you construct her deck together. I didn't get the chance to see my in-game name. It is literally just the Arcadean. Same as YouTube. TheArcadean. What do we got? A gift from Perfect Fate, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. That's going to go towards getting more collaboration cards and make more videos. Alright, so moving on, we have Nago, exactly the same as G11, same kind of effect, except it protects against melee rather than spell, but again, same problem. It doesn't have any threatening board presence in itself, because its attack value is so low, and it's so easy to remove with its HP value that it looks like it's going to be fairly pointless. But, who knows? Who knows? It still depends on Rachel's effect, if she can bring G11 and Nego back, which she does in the game. Yeah, it depends on Rachel's effect. If she can continually respawn the characters, then it becomes a lot more viable. But in those cases, from what I can tell from her effect, she automatically summons one or the other whenever she is played. So you don't really need the cards themselves in your deck. Just added me, Benneth? Okay, cool. Build deck with Nirvana and V13. I will. Don't worry, we're going to be building a whole bunch of decks and testing them all out. Okay. Next up, we have Deus Machina Nirvana, who sounds interesting, certainly, but her ability only activates at the beginning of a turn, and she doesn't meet HP breakpoints at any point. She can be removed by a 2-cost spell at levels 1, 2, and 3. So I am concerned simply that she just isn't going to survive. She's not going to last an enemy's turn in order to get her ability off. Too many gifts, you're jealous, Calfish. You know, you're just going to have to start up your own live streaming. So I'm concerned about Nirvana not being able to survive against other players, but we'll see. Mukro Algesco Yukianesa. Now, it's a little confusing. If the target is already frozen, destroys it and freezes another, but since you select your friendly creature, that's what the target would be. What I think it means, and correct me if anybody knows this, what I think it means is that if the enemy creature is already frozen, it will instead be destroyed and a different enemy creature will be frozen. In which case, you can actually potentially do something interesting with Free Summon or Undini or Eevee. You're still kind of confused about the glowing effect on packs. I didn't get it when I got Ragnar. The glowing effect just gives you a general indication of, you know, it's like, ooh, there may be something really good in this. It doesn't always appear, though. Kalpesh, not as good as me. Well, you've beaten me in a couple of fights, so, you know, you never know until you try, right? Litchi, Fei Ling. Again, not sure how good this is going to be, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I love these cards that bounce around the place and deal this unpredictable damage. It's really enjoyable. And there's a lot of things you could theoretically do to mess with the enemy with this. I mean, a Litchi Fei Ling coupled with like a Mana Death Cloud -1 would be really interesting, because she's guaranteed to get 2 enemy kills off that. So there's definitely some potential there for an enjoyable little deck. And also, the artwork is just ridiculous. Look at that. Good grief. Alright. The free summon Undini won't work with Mukro, you don't think? The freeze only lasts for the turn, and they will thaw before you can use a Mukro. Oh yeah, Yero. No, you're quite right. In that case, yeah, not Undini or free summon. It would have to be the Spear, whose name I completely forget now. But it's the one that causes all enemy creatures in front of empty slots or something to become frozen. Anyway, Hazama, really interesting card. It would be so good if he scaled 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, he scales 3, 5, 7. It's too expensive at level 3, given that his attack value never gets beyond 2. How come the scene isn't that big for this game in the Western world, Ilmatic? I don't know. They just haven't really marketed it to the West, really. They're not really putting the amount of effort they need to into the game in order to make it big in the West. If they were setting up tournaments and like encouraging more YouTubers, more streamers, if they were just sort of getting way more involved with pushing the competitive aspect of the game, I think they'd have a lot more press coverage, but they just don't seem to be interested in it. Hazama 7 cost heavy, yeah. Really heavy 7 cost. If it was 3, 4, 5, that would be okay, but 3, 5, 7? 7 is too much at level 3, way too much. Next up, we have Taukaka, which is really quite interesting. So you play it for 3, 5, and 6, and it'll automatically summon another Taukaka. Very useful at level 1, not so useful at levels 2 and 3, but a really solid aggro push at level 1. Yuki Ineska played with special card Jin Kisaragi that he freezes enemy. Really? Okay. Okay. That's interesting then. So, Taukaka, interesting. Yuki Ineska is the sword of Jin. Okay. Next up, Platinum. Now, Platinum I really quite like because she's a tricky little character. You play her for 3 cost, and either you get 2 creatures out onto the field for a single 3 cost, or you get Platinum out onto the field along with a bomb. And the bomb is actually pretty good. There is only one possible bomb that Platinum can, Platinum can summon that isn't good. So she has a potential to summon any of these cat cards, none of which are terrible, especially if you build with them in mind. And then she can summon these bombs. A paralyzing bomb is useful, a normal bomb is useful. Magic sensing bomb is the only bad one. You hope that she doesn't summon that one. But the other ones are good. Rose bomb is really good. Resurrection sensing bomb is actually decent. If you happen to be going up against somebody who's using that, worst case scenario, it's just a useless bomb, but it's not a big deal. And then the air bomb is also really useful. Zohaib, add you. I just send me a friend request and I'll add you automatically. Without my efforts, the Western scene wouldn't exist at all. They better pay me with listen gems again. I appreciate it, Satulia. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, DevCat got in touch with me once when I first started out to ask if they could showcase my overview video, and since then they haven't spoken to me again. Do I like the collab card so fat so far? Belly, I assume you mean. Yeah, I do actually. There's a lot, as always, there's a lot of like junk. There's a lot of cards that there's just no use for. But there's a lot more cards that are at least interesting or fun than there used to be. And there's no cards that immediately look completely overpowered. There's nothing in the collaboration pack so far that looks like it's going to be completely meta-destroying, which is nice because it means these cards should just slide into the meta without completely defining it. But the cat cards are summoned for the opponent. Are they summoned for the opponent? Because the description reads, seems to indicate that they're not. Oh no, you're quite right. A cat creature is summoned in front of it. Alright, well, so yeah, slightly less good. But you could still make that work. You could still make that work. So, because cat merchants discard cards, vampire card wouldn't be so good. Yeah. No, okay, I thought it summoned on this side of the field. Oh, well. She's still interesting, but yeah, that does make her a little less good. Ragnar the Blood Edge. If its HP is not full at the end of a turn, absorbs 4 HP from the nearest enemy, decreases the opponent's hero's HP and its own HP by 3 every turn. Very interesting card, but you are going to have to bring him out next to something that protects against spells, because he doesn't meet HP breakpoints. He only has an effective HP of 10, 12, and 16. So, interesting, definitely. And decreasing the opponent hero's HP is brutal, and it means your opponent is going to be quite frantic about getting him off the field. But you're going to have to play him with, like, Nedava, counter spells, Mist, possibly. That kind of thing, because your opponent is either going to remove him outright with any removal spell, or they're going to capture him onto their side of the field and use his ability for their own purposes. If he had more HP, he would be fine. If he met the HP breakpoints, if his hit points were like 15 or over, then fine, but Andrew, sell you the spare. I'll be keeping a hold of the cards for a little while, because you never know when sort of like meta is going to shift in favor of running like 2 of a particular card or 3 of a particular card or so on and so forth. But as always, once the market and everything is settled down, once the meta has settled down and everybody knows what everything is worth and everything like that, then I start giving away all these extra collaboration cards for very low prices. Yeah, I mean, I think I actually gave my Scathach, one of my Scathachs to somebody once. From what pack can you get the Immortal Bunny, Tiboy? Only FODP packs, and only when it's in the current cycle. The cycle changes every 12 to 24 hours. I forget what it's on at the moment. I think it's 24. So check to see what the cover card is, and if it's the White Moon Bunny, go for it then. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Interfectum Malus, Okami. Now, this one really, really interesting. It's a complete shutdown for White Bunny decks. Complete shutdown. But if you're really good at prediction, it's a shutdown for basically anything. any trick that your opponent can bring out, Interfect and Malice basically counteracts it, unless it's something like Wave of Life or Gates of Hell. So, brutal. Very, very brutal. You tried to buy him, but he cost over 1 million, Tiboy. Yeah. I think his price is going to start dropping now. There's a lot of counters coming out for him, so his price is going to start going down. So I'm really interested in the Interfectum. It's pretty expensive, and I wouldn't necessarily advise putting it into your standard deck, but very, very good for... I mean, it's perfect for a counter deck, and it may have value in a standard deck. Alright, Tsubaki Yayoi. So, has 1 energy and +1 energy at the end of the turn. Shoots 3 arrows at a random opponent, dealing damage equal to its energy every turn. Deals damage equal to its energy to the nearest opponent upon death. So, at level 1 and 2, she's guaranteed to have 2 energy, and at level 3, she's guaranteed to have 3 energy. So, at levels 1 and 2... she's guaranteed to do 2 damage to your opponent when she dies, and at level 3 she's guaranteed to do 3 damage to your opponent when she dies. Now she is just on the borderline for the HP breakpoint. Hunt will kill her, but Surprise Attack won't. So the only two cost cards that can kill her are Hunt and Command Hunting. The rest of the cards won't. So, yeah, I mean, most people obviously run those, but nevertheless... fairly interesting. If you can keep her alive, treat her in the same way as you would treat a Marie or a Mari or a Lisa Lovelock. Use her in the same way as you would use them, and she has the potential to be pretty interesting. There are also cards out there that will boost energy values. So if you can guarantee keeping her alive for 1 turn and you boost her energy, she can actually start outputting a heck of a lot of damage. A heck of a lot. So again... interesting card. Interesting card. Look at V3. Yeah, we're going to be getting those. Sub-battles later, Neon. Yes. We're going to try 3 BLZ decks, Neon. Very nice. I look forward to seeing it. We're going to look at the V13, Francesco and Hakuman. They both do look really, really interesting. Hakuman, I am not sure if he is worth it for his cost, because he is so expensive. But definitely a really good effect. So V13, yeah, I like this one. Summons a sword creature in the center slot at the end of a turn. All the friendly sword creatures perform a long distance attack on the nearest opponent every turn. So she, again, doesn't quite meet the HP breakpoints. Hunt and Command Hunting will kill her. But you are getting 2 creatures out onto the field for the cost of 4 mana, and both of them do need to be removed, otherwise they're going to start doing some serious damage to your opponent. So, really, really interesting card. Unfortunately, still very easy to remove, but not too expensive. So, it's not the end of the world if she does get taken out. I love the art. Yeah, it's really good art. I mean, it's BlazBlue. It's, you know, an anime, a manga, a video game is going to have good art. So, yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the art in this collaboration pack. It's really cool. So, yes, V13. Tricky card. It's not going to be meta breaking, but definitely got the potential to output a lot of damage. Arma Rebaware Mukorin. One of the only cards in the collaboration pack that is just pure junk. There is literally no point to run this deck, this card, whatsoever. It makes no sense why you would want to. I mean, you can use it to summon a bomb, but all of the bombs that this thing could randomly summon cost less than it does anyway, and you're not guaranteed of what bomb you're going to get in any case, so... Tiboy, you don't understand this energy thing. You got Swamp Zombie, and he can resurrect with cost of 1 energy, but he got 0 energy and no resurrect. Swamp Zombie only gets energy at level 2 and 3. I don't think he gets energy at level 1. Neon is still selling BlazBlue cards, collaboration cards for cheap, if you guys want to go and check those out. Next up, Bang Shishigami. I actually really like this guy. He's basically another Eagle, another Lin. He's pretty cool. He, again, doesn't meet the HP breakpoints, but the interesting thing about him is that his ability activates at the end of the turn, so it's guaranteed to activate. So if you play him at level 3, he's actually a very, very powerful Eagle, because he will deal, 8 damage, I'm pretty sure? Yeah, he'll deal 8 damage to the opponent in front. which is just ouch. I mean, that's going to hurt. That's going to really, really hurt. And again, he's tricksy, and I just like tricksy guys. If you bring him out at level 1 or level 3, he works like an eagle. If you bring him out at level 2, he works like an albie. It's really cool. And macho. Yeah, you gotta love the art for this guy. I mean, look at him. Bang! Shishigami! I do like that. Again, doesn't meet HP breakpoints, so you've got to be aware that he'll almost certainly get taken out, but he's not hugely expensive, so it's not too worrisome if he does get taken. Phoenix Retenjo seals abilities and deals 14 damage if it seals the ability. The downside to the card is that it does get fairly expensive by level 3 and the damage never actually increases, so you're only ever doing a maximum of 14 damage. Which is fine, but that's not really going to kill anything that has abilities that is threatening. I mean, again, it's a complete shutdown for the poor bunny, but for the other stuff, it's not super hyper useful. Nevertheless, still really, really good in counter decks. Because you can use this thing on Jane, Jurgen, Doom Machines, Nerevas, the whole lot. I'm pretty sure. I would be really interested to see whether or not Nereva's ability activated before Phoenix's ability activated, given that it seals abilities. And the same thing with Jane. So, interesting. Very interesting. Unfortunately, it doesn't deal with the Illurin problem at the moment. The other one does. The swords deal with Illurin, but Phoenix doesn't. You just check the card database and it only shows 25 cards, and Rachel and Jin are already listed there, so you really doubt the entire edition will cover 66 cards. That would be a complete overkill. Well, I agree. Let me just check. I actually have that open. 25 cards. Yeah, I see. There's Jin and there's Rachel. Okay, so basically what it looks like is the collaboration pack is going to be... Most of these cards are going to be exactly the same, but Ragna will be available for 5 days, and then, like, Rachel will be available for 5 days, and then Jin will be available for 5 days. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Can you sell Tsubaki for 50,000? Don't think you will. You never know. You bought a Knoll for 190,000. Very good. Lucky. Good for you, Neon. Congrats. Jane would cancel the spell Twilight. I would be very, very interested to know whether or not it would, because some spells don't work like that, obviously. Devil's Lie, for example, counteracts Jane and Nereva's ability, even though they counteract spells. So, interesting. Yeah, before activation, same one there. Yeah, I would like to know whether or not the Phoenix spell works like Devil's Lie, in that it seals abilities before abilities activate, or whether it works like other spell cards where the ability activates before the spell activates. You bought level 2 Dark Ryuri for 60,000 Tibo. Okay, good. Anyone got a spare Alron? You gave your only copy away to Mr. Scamcat Deadpool. I don't think I do. I will check after this, but I think I only have one. Arcus Diabolus Bolverk. I have no idea what this means. I haven't had a chance to test it yet, and it's going to be one of the first cards that we test. Zik, it won't work. Have you tested it? Just out of curiosity? I'm not sure what the Arcus Diabolus does. I mean, whether it just keeps on dealing 6 damage to random creatures until one of them dies, or... I don't know. We're going to run a test. I'm sure somebody in the chat can say. Iron Tiger moves the enemy in front of it to an empty slot, then deals 5 damage to the opponent and those on its side. It's basically, as somebody pointed out earlier, a pre-nerf missile team in a lot of ways. Very, very interesting. Very expensive, but he does meet HP breakpoints, which is quite interesting. With 17 effective HP and then 20 and then 23. So at level 1 he meets the HP breakpoints. At level 2 and 3 he doesn't, but at level 1 he does, which is quite... How good is Medical Beast Gorgon in the current meta? You pulled him from a pack. Ilmatic, he's still fun. He's still useful. I have a Magical Beast Gorgon deck that I still use from time to time. You can definitely get into PvP Platinum with it. Polite Lurker could work with Doll. Cursed Doll. Iron Tiger. Well, the enemy would have to be the one with Dalton, that would hurt you. Would be nice to see cards with each character as your grimoire crest. A new Dras Pegasus. In a way, yeah. In a way, it's a new Dras. Bolverk is the arc machine of Noel Vermilion base. I have no idea what any of that means. I assume that's anime related. I don't know the anime. Maximum 10 times concerning that Bolverk card. Yeah, I'm just not sure because the description is so weird. But we'll run some tests. Noel Vermilion. If it survives an attack from an opponent creature, counterattacks once. If the target is the opponent's hero, then deals 1 damage once, which obviously increases as level increases. She doesn't meet HP breakpoints. Her attack value isn't brilliant, and she's pretty expensive. Nevertheless, could be interesting. Devil's Lie must be cancelled to work, so Nerva stops it first, and then the effect is activated. Yeah. Whereas Devil's Lie is Wooden Doll, Lie Detector, bits and pieces like that. It's just, this is a new thing. We've never had a spell card that cancelled an ability, that sealed an ability before. So it would be interesting to see whether or not that takes precedence or not, because there's nothing the devcat has done that indicates what takes precedence when. I mean, chances are, Zeke, you're absolutely correct, and it won't work on anything that cancels spells cast on it, but it would be interesting to know for certain, because it's a completely new mechanic. So yeah, Noel is interesting, but again, she's going to need protection. Basically, the running theme of this collaboration in terms of creatures is that you're going to need to put them down next to spell protection. Alright, next up is Arakune. Summons a paralyzed insect creature for 2 turns in front of a random opponent if the slot in front of that opponent is empty. Destroys a friendly insect creature every turn, dealing 6 damage to the opponent in front of it. Super vulnerable to Natira's Needle and Paralyzing Bullet. Super vulnerable. They're adding quite a lot of seal effects with them and all the transformation spells. Let's see if the flashy cards stay viable. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the swords, the Infectarium completely shut down stuff like Illurin, which is really, really interesting, but you need to predict the Illurin. But still, very intriguing. Yeah, Arakune, super vulnerable to Nadira's Needle and Paralyzing Bullet. Super vulnerable. Doesn't meet HP breakpoints anyway, so it'll still get removed by like a hunt or surprise attack or something like that. There's Mind Control, Zik. Yeah, true. Mind Control, and that's actually the only spell, isn't it? Because the other one is the mana card that's a creature that seals on death. Yeah, I haven't actually tried using Mind Control on Nerva or Jane. Interesting. Okay, anyway, yeah, so Arakune, interesting. I am told that he continues to spawn insect creatures, but he's so easy to remove and so expensive, I don't really see him doing brilliantly. Carl Clover, kind of like a weird little magician masked field, honestly. If there's no other friendly creatures on the battlefield, he'll summon Nirvana and increase friendly Nirvana's energy by 1 every time he deals a melee attack, which is okay. But both him and Nirvana are very, very easily removed, so we'll need to run some tests and see what works well with them. Hakumen deals 4 damage to its attackers and seals their abilities. If targeted by the opponent's spell, deals 2 damage to the opponent's hero. Definitely an interesting card. Your favorite card is still Vampire Veer despite the new ones? Well, we all have our favorites. My favorites are still the Warlords. Hakumen is interesting. His problem is that his ability will only activate, from what I can tell, when he is attacked, melee-wise. Or, I mean, theoretically, if he was attacked by a long-range creature, he would still seal the long-range creature's attack. But he has to be attacked in order for his ability to activate. And when you hit him, when you remove him with a spell, which you can, because he doesn't meet HP breakpoints, he only deals 2 damage to the opponent hero at every level, which is fine. So, I mean, you can counter him with any creature that has a better attack value than him. You can counter him with literally any 2-cost or higher spell in the game. So, he's interesting, but I wouldn't say super powerful or super reliable, personally. Tishna, what did you miss? You missed us talking about the patch, you missed the collaboration card unboxing, and you've missed the first part of us going through all of the cards and talking about them. A lot of people are really into Hakuman, but personally, I must admit, he's not a card that I would run. Not for 6, 7, and 8 cost. 8 cost at level 3, and he can be killed by a hunt. For no real damage to the opponent hero. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm missing something, do let me know, but he seems remarkably weak for his cost. You'd be much better off if you wanted to seal an ability using that card that seals on death. The mana one that I just cannot remember the name of. Pool of something? I don't know. I used it once in a live stream or in a video or something. Didn't work out too well for us. And then finally, Valkenhayn our Helsing. Again, his problem is he's just way too expensive for what he does. Even at level 3, he has 1 energy. Energy plus 1 every time he's attacked. Every turn, if targeted by a spell, consumes 3 energy and moves to an empty slot, cancelling the spell. Problem with that is that he needs 3 energy, which means he needs to be attacked twice before he has enough energy in order to counteract the spell. And he's not going to be. He has 14, 18, and 22 health. He's going to be removed immediately by any removal spell. Fountain of Memories, Deadpool. Yes, that was it. Something like that. Yes. Thank you. That was going to drive me crazy. I was going to... Found Spring of Memories. Yes. Spring of Memories, Fountain of Memories. That was it. That was the one. Good, good. I'm actually going to double check that just so we got it right. Memories like the colors of my mind. Misty water-colored memories. Spring of Memories. That's it, yes. Spring of Memories. Upon death, seals the ability of the creature in front. It's better. It's just better than Hakuman. I mean, Spring of Memories costs 2, 3, and 4, and is guaranteed to seal the ability of any creature in front of it. Because it just immediately activates upon death. Whereas Hakuman costs like more than 3 times as much, and his ability to seal is not guaranteed. Back, Joseph. Welcome back. We missed you. What did you miss? Not a hell of a lot. We're just going through the cards and talking about what we think is particularly viable and what we think isn't. So there's a lot of fun cards in here. None of them are massively overpowered. None of them are going to be meta-defining. You're not going to see them hitting, top 10 all the time, like we do with Allurin. But I quite like that. I quite like the fact that they're just better balanced. These aren't completely power skewed. But still usable. Now, obviously, if you're going for like the most powerful and OP deck that you can possibly get because you just want to get up into the top 10 in Platinum or a top 10 in Champion and that kind of thing, then you're not going to go for most of these cards, if any. But if what you're looking for is to have fun getting to Platinum PvP or Platinum PvG, there's definitely some interesting choices in here. You can move Hakuman with Faye and Bang or Eliza, Neon. How would you move? Well, Faye would be tricky. You couldn't guarantee that was going to happen, but yes. The problem with Hakuman is not moving him out of the way of creatures, is just the fact that he'll just be killed by a spell. And then his effect won't activate, so... Mwah. As far as I can tell, I mean, unless... Because it deals 4 damage to the attacker and seals their ability. So if it's the hero that attacks by using a spell, I don't think he'll seal whoever's in front of him. So you play him in front of, I don't know, Nereva, for example. Your opponent uses a hunt at 4 cost to remove your 8 cost creature. His ability doesn't activate, and he dies immediately. So, what was the point? So it's tricky. Why those cards get blue sign? It's some limited edition. What blue sign? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. If you mean the BLZ up in the top right hand corner, then that's the name of the generation, which is the BlazBlue collaboration. But other than that, I'm not sure what you're asking, Tibor. What's his HP in level 3? Hakuman? Still not inside HP breakpoints. 19. So he has 13, 16, and 19 health at levels 1, 2, and 3. It's not... it's no good. basically. In order to beat HP breakpoints, you need to have 15 or more at level 1, 21 or more, I think, at level 2, and 25 or more at level 3. I think those are the current HP breakpoints. Why are all the names of creatures in caps? Is it a trait of the series or next one forgot they had caps lock on? We don't know. We're all just assuming it's a BlazBlue thing. I'm not sure why some of them have the equals sign on them. I mean, Ragna is weird. It's Ragna equals the equals Blood Edge. I don't know why there are equals signs in there. I'm pretty sure his name is just Ragna the Blood Edge, right? Some are rainbows, some blue. You don't know what it means. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, out of all of the creatures, only one of them meets the HP breakpoint mark, which is Iron Tiger, and he only meets it for level 1, not at levels 2 and 3, which is interesting. So, interesting creatures with interesting effects, but you have to be aware that all of them can be removed by basic removal spells. So if you're going to be running these guys, you want to make them a core part of your deck, for the love of whatever deity you believe in, have some kind of counter spell active. It's because all parts of their names have equal value. Yes. Ragna is as important as equals, which is as important as Blood Edge, or whatever the heck his last name is. Now perform this algebraic equation. Tiboa, don't... so naughty. We're very mature in this chat, Tiboa, actually. Oh. Are you sure only one card will be changed in the next booster, Zig? We're not sure that only one card is going to be changed in the next booster, but it was pointed out quite rightly that if you go to the card database on the DevCat website, they have all of the current cards plus Jin plus Rachel. So the implication is that it's going to be like there are currently 22 cards in the pack, so 21 of them are going to remain the same for in the next cycle, but Ragna will be switched out for Jin, and then in the last cycle Jin will be switched out for Rachel, or the other way around. But the other 21 cards will remain the same throughout each of the packs. You all doing fun of me, you lose subscribers. Ah, don't be like that, Tiboa. So we're not 100% sure, Zig, because the thing was really, really weird. And DevCat just describes these things oddly. But that does seem to be quite logical. The alternative is that there are going to be 66 collaboration cards, which is be a lot of collaboration cards. So I'm not sure. You play BlazBlue and there are many more characters. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that they're going to do 66 cards. It would be smart from the perspective of forcing people, well, not forcing people, but definitely encouraging people to buy gems. On the other hand, 66 is a lot of cards. I mean, that's practically an entirely new generation. So I'm not sure that they would put that many cards into the game. We're not sure. We're not certain. The only way we're going to know for sure is if DevCat clarifies it, which they're not going to do because they never do, or just wait 5 days until the new cycle comes out. All right. I've kept poor old Asia Meme waiting long enough. Let's open that up and send him his gift. All right. So who do I not immediately recognize? I do not immediately recognize Lucas Tenmota, so if you're watching, I apologize. If you want to be re-added, send me another friend request. Any from friend request. Sub-battle, Neon. Yes, we're going to be doing that, but first we're going to be running some of these cards in just very quick test battles against the Cat Merchant, just so that we can actually nail down exactly what their freaking effects are. Okay. A gift from Eadgbe, E-A-D-G-B-E. Thank you very much, dude or dudette, peep or peepette. I really appreciate it. That's going to go towards getting more collaboration cards to make more videos. All the cards could be changed from the next two parts. BLZ has all the characters and stuff. Yep, so it's possible. Considering G7 is also on the way, doubt they'd waste some of the ideas on a collab pack and rather use them for the actual main set. Yep, possible. I mean, it could honestly go either way. Financially speaking, it would be quite clever of them to create 66 collaboration cards. Because they're so rare, it would definitely encourage people to spend real money on getting gems so they could afford the booster packs. On the other hand, as Deadpool says, it would be quite unbalancing given that it's an entire generation's worth of cards, so who knows. Both sides have possibles. Okay. Thank you, Ilmatic. I appreciate the kind words. Problem is, MABINOGI Duel just isn't that popular in terms of, this kind of sort of competitive, in-depth level of things. Thank you, Alkir, for agreeing. You're welcome, Benneth. Enjoy the 2,000 golds. It's not much, but every little helps, right? Okay, let's quickly put together just some quick testing decks, because I haven't managed to test many of these cards myself yet, so I don't know exactly what they do. There's a few that I want to experiment with, such as these guns. For example, the Arcus Diabolus. So if there are any cards that you guys aren't sure exactly what they do and you want them tested, comment in the chat right now, and I'll just put them all into a single deck. We'll run it against the Cat Merchant, and we'll see exactly what these cards do. Good morning, Luis. Thanks for stopping by. Zik, you want to duel someone? You can duel Neon once we've just done this quick little testing thing. As you said before, they can include each character Grimoire Crest as a card. Galliomeer, yep, they could. I mean, they could include the Grimoire Crest. They could include just the characters themselves. I mean, there's billions of them. They could do all kinds of stuff. But again, as Deadpool says, it's practically an entire generation's worth of cards, and they may not want to waste all of their ideas on this, given that G7 is right around the corner. So, Rags and Jin are brothers, and Jin is gay for him. Is that right, Joseph? Okay. Oh, Japan. All right. So, anybody have any particular cards they want to run quickly through the testing? I'm going to just create a new deck here, and we'll just drop a couple of these in. I want to test out the Arcus Diabolus. We'll test out Carl and Nirvana, I think. You need a gun deck for 20. You need a gun deck? You mean you want the Arcus Diabolus cards? Gun card, yeah. Not a gun deck. That would be weird, but kind of awesome if they introduced enough cards that you could make enough gun cards you could make an entire deck that was just nothing but guns. You have Domingo's Covering Fire. That's a start. All right, we'll do that. We'll do this. I want to check out this guy to see if he keeps summoning insects or not. What else are we not entirely sure what the actual effect is? But we're pretty sure what Ragnar's effect is, aren't we? Yeah, that's not confusing, so we don't need to worry about that. What else? I don't think there were that many confusing ones, actually, just a couple. Can I try Null? Yep, absolutely. Where is she? There she is. So, what is she? She survives an attack from opponent creature, counterattacks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I did want to actually experiment with her. Yep. Good shout, Marie. Thanks for bringing that up. She was one of the ones I'd meant to check out. Do I want to try Bang? I don't think we really need to, do we? We know what he does. I think I like Bang because he basically reminds me of like a mini warlord. Because he's got both Sharka and Turka's ability. Oh, Galliomeer signing up for a sub-battle. That's fantastic. Don't fight yet, guys. We want to do the whole commentated thing. Alright, I think that's probably it for the cards that we want to experiment with. So we'll just quickly throw together some other things. We'll just make this a dual-color deck. Why not? He keeps summoning the bugs, Tishna. Okay, good. Well, I want to just experiment with him. Make sure I know exactly what's going on. So let's toss a flying sword in there and a surprise attack. Don't want Trap in the Castle because we want to try a whole bunch of cards out right now. How about Yukianesa Sword? Which one is that? The other one? Projetiny, yes. Sub battles are today, probably. We're going to be doing commentated battles so that we can see people running various decks that utilize BLZ cards, and then we'll see how much time we have at the end. We've already been doing this for like an hour and a half. Sorry, Yuki and Nessa's sword. Which one is that? Oh, this one. Yeah, the Mucro Algesco. That one I am intrigued by. I will admit I am intrigued by that card. Yeah. Yep. You want Generation 7 to be Guns and Swords. Can I try V number 13 later on? Yes. Well, alright, if you want me to try V number 13 as well, then we'll put V number 13 in, and the Muko Algesco, and I will... okay. So... with the best... Guns and Swords, the best card being a Gunblade. That would be pretty fun. Sorry, Joseph, yeah, new card idea. Gun Dealer, a creature card that once per turn uses a gun spell on an opponent's creature. That would be pretty fun. Hello Barnabas, welcome to the stream, nice to have you here. We're just building a quick test deck to try out some of the new collaboration cards whose descriptions are not entirely clear. So let's add a surprise attack to this. Surprise, not our prize. Not your prize, our prize. Whoops, it's not a BLZ card. Okay, so surprise attack. That'll fill up that. We want the blue. Now, I do not, for the life of me, remember what the name of the spell is that freezes the enemy creatures, but it's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that would actually do what we want with the thing. Is it... No, it's not Ice Bolt. I just don't remember what it is now. It's not Ice Spear. I don't know why I tapped on that. If anybody in the chat remembers what this stupid spell is called, let me know. Ah, Ice Ray, that's what it's called. There we go. Freezes all enemy creatures in front of empty slots. Thank you, Yarrow. I got it immediately. Arcus plus Cursed Doll, Arrow of Revenge, and Noel, says Polite Lurker. Okay, so Arcus... Oh, okay. Well... The Cursed Doll wouldn't really work, because it's an enemy creature, and you don't want to hit an enemy Cursed Doll, and it wouldn't hit your own Cursed Dolls. Arrow of Revenge is always good, and then Noel. Oh, I see what you mean. Alright, so you mean place Noel in front of a Cursed Doll, then fire off the Arcus gun, which will cause a Cursed Doll... No, because the Cursed Doll wouldn't actually hit Noel, would it? That's unfortunate. No. What am I thinking of? No, it's Iron Maiden, I think, isn't it, that hits the damages the creature. Now, Cursed Doll wouldn't really work. No. What does Taukaka do, Barnabas? You can't understand. Taukaka is quite simple. When you play the Taukaka card, it will also summon a clone of that Taukaka card. And on your next turn, and every turn after that, if you have 2 Taukaka cards on the battlefield, one of them will do a second attack on a random creature. That card works really well against Bluesy. AI did it to me once. Air bomb stayed on my field, kill Bluesy, and bomb set on my field. Which card? Null. Yeah, I can see that. If Taukaka's effect went off, if there were more than 2, she would need a higher rarity. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we got the Ice Spear, Ice Ray, sorry, bleh. Let's just throw in... I'm instinctively going to build this properly, but you can't build it properly because it's way too heavily weighted on one side of the thing. So I don't know why I'm trying to think about this. Let's just quickly slap in like an imp or something. We just need something to delay the enemy. So use a Forest Keeper imp. You're welcome, Barnabas. The dual gun card. Right. Okay, so works really well against Bluesy. Air bomb set on your field, kill Bluesy, bomb set on your field. Oh, okay. And yes, you're welcome, Barnabas. Okay, so that's all the blues and all the whites. Now we'll just get some darkness cards. What do we want here? Probably just a Drag to Hell and an Hour of Revenge. No, a skeleton. Because we're too heavily weighted on one side. Where's my rock skeleton? There he is. I love that guy. Halloween rock. With Arcus, you target a creature, but that creature is not the first creature to get the first 6 damage, you think. Yeah, it does seem to just go random. It's one of the things I want to test. Taukaka, if one of them hit, another tags in and attacks as well. Each one basically have double attack, while half of it counts as range. Pretty cool. How good is Witch Giorzera? The mana version is pretty darn good. The dark version, not so great. We put the skeleton in, didn't we? Yes. So now it's just drag to hell, and then we're done, and we'll quickly jump into a test match against the... Where's my drag to hell? There it is. Go for one of the original ones. I quite like that art better. Okay, save the deck, and we'll run some tests. Now, we won't be able to test every single card immediately, but we should be able to get them all tested in like a couple of rounds. All right, Cat Merchant, let's be having you. Actually, let's use one of the new heroes. No, Scam Cap. No, thank you. It's not a bad deal. No, it's a terrible deal. I always love it when it says, you don't like it? Then trade! Like, no, I don't like it, so I won't trade. Thanks, Scamcat. Dual guns doesn't hurt the target card, hurts every card except the target card. Interesting. Weird and interesting. Alright, let's go for one of the new cards just to go for it. Ragnar. If its level increases while its HP is 10 or lower, it freezes the opponent creature with the lowest HP. I don't really like either of them. They both kind of suck. Okay, screw it. We'll use Ragnar. He's the least sucky of the two. Alright, and Cat Merchant fight. Did you call me? Yes. I want to beat you up for never offering me anything good. Stupid Scam Cat. Alrighty. It's kind of a shame these BlazBlue heroes don't have better effects, because they do look pretty cool. Still, I kind of get why they don't. Basically impossible for anybody to get. Well, not impossible, difficult for any of these anybody to get these characters early on. Okay, so he didn't play anything, so we don't need to play anything. Black Spirit. Stream is already running for 2 hours. Well, an hour and 40 minutes, but yes. I know how time flies when you're having fun, eh? Yeah, I don't know. Blech. I'll just charge up, I don't really care. Again, I'm like instinctively saying, how can I win? It doesn't matter. Actually, if he summons another one, then that would be a good time to use the gun. But maybe we should try Arakune. So, let's try Arakune. Summon a paralyzed insect creature for 2 turns in front of a random opponent. Alright, so let's give this a try. So we're going to summon him, like, I don't know, way over here. Right, left, up, down, nothing. He's trying to enter in a cheat code? Okay, so he immediately summons the Tomb Swarm, which is a pretty good card. And then he kills the Tomb Swarm, kills the Black Spirit. Okay, we level up. And he does summon another bug. Alright, alright. That's actually pretty cool. He kills the bug, kills the guy. That's actually kind of fun. I quite enjoy that, actually. Huh. Alright, alright. So he activates the bug at the end of the turn and kills the bug at the beginning of the turn. But because it's a Tomb Swarm, even if the enemy creature kills the Tomb Swarm, it's not a big deal, because a Tomb Swarm actually ability causes him to discard a card. That's actually quite sexy, isn't it, Deadpool? Yeah, yeah. You don't think Giorzera is that good, Barnabas? Mana Giorzera is pretty decent. Normal Giorzera is terrible. Let's fight when there are sub-battles. I'll be honest, I'm actually quite enjoying this bug boy. I did not think I would, but I'm really quite enjoying it. Now, I'm considering... Okay, let's try this combination. Can we do this? How much is that? That's 6. And this is 3. We have just enough. Okay, so now if I'm right... We'll cast the Ice Ray. That'll... Oh, no, we can't. Damn it, because the Nerve is in front of us. Okay, no, we're going to have to leave it for a little while. Costa Rica's MD community says hi to the Arcadian no players around the world. Well, the Arcadian says hi to Costa Rica's MD community. Pura vida maes? Did I get that right? I apologize if not. It's a literal bug abuser. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Interestingly, I hadn't noticed that Arakune himself doesn't have an attack value. I hadn't actually realized that. Okay. I do kind of want to get rid of this stupid thing. But we don't have Hunt or anything. Never mind, never mind. Hopefully, Cat Merchant will play another creature and we can try out our doodad. We can try out the Ice Ray. Good, okay, so there's Manticore Hellride. That's fine. Jax's note, doesn't matter.
Lost a creature.
Okay, so now we're going to try the Ice Ray and the Mukro Algesco combination. Now, if this works the way I think it's going to work, then the Mukro Algesco should kill the Manticore Hellride and then freeze Nevia. Fingers crossed. So, Ice Ray. Frozen and frozen. Mukro Algesco.
Creature arrived.
No, it didn't work. Okay.
Opponent reached level 3.
No, okay, so it's not actually very good. It's not very good. That's a shame. Platinum is a liability. Yeah, it turns out to be the same. He's the hubby of that lady doctor. You've got to name the 2 nature cost resources one. Lichi Fei Ling. Yeah. Okay, so the Mukro thing is actually no good. The description was weird, but it doesn't work the way I'd hoped it was going to work. So, wah wah. How about these guns? Deal 6 damage to human creature, maximum 14 times if no one's in, and the spell stops. Let's try using it on this guy, and we'll see what this does. Counterspell! When did he drop that? Wah wah. We'll try it again. We'll revive from the grave and try it again. Stop doing that, Cat Merchant. It's annoying me. Alright. It would kill Nevia if she was frozen and freeze Manticore. But it's supposed to... I mean, the way that it says is that it's going to freeze the nearest... oh, no, you're quite right. It freezes the nearest target creature, which is unfortunately... Yeah, so there's not really any way of getting that to activate. You'd need to throw down a creature... You'd need to be at level 3. You'd need to throw down a creature, then... No, you'd need to throw down an Ice Ray, then put down the creature, then use Mukro. Yeah, get counted by the Scam Cat. Feels bad, man. Feels real bad. Counterspell. Come on, I am testing things, Cat Merchant. Don't be a douche. Go for a mirrored deck test and no more counterspells anymore. I could actually just dictate what spell he runs. Actually, let's see what this guy's emotes are. Let's see what he's... Happy. You're kidding, right? Okay. Sad is... Is that it? That doesn't sound very sad, does it? Angry? Humph, you are an idiot. Again, doesn't really sound angry, it sounds dismissive. Good job is not bad. Okay, that's at least understandable. Hello is such determination. It is a card made for Jin. Yeah, but Jin's... well, Jin the hero sucks. Jin the actual card is interesting. Destroys all frozen enemies and freezes the nearest enemy every turn. If killed by the opponent's spell or ability, then destroys all frozen enemies and freezes remaining enemies. That would still be really tricky to work, especially since both of them are mana. What are you doing? Time for war! This ain't exactly a schoolyard, you know. Is this guy the ultimate edgelord or what? Total edgelord. Use N13 in front of the whale. It will summon a sword in front of the Manticore Fencer. Yep. We can do that if you want. I really wanted to fire off those guns, but we don't have the thing anymore. So, wah wah. I mean, the sword is just going to immediately die, but let's see how this works. Can you use Ray on Nevia and then use Mukro? No, you can't use Ray on Nevia because the Ray only affects creatures in front of an empty slot. So it doesn't work when the enemy places a creature in front of your creature. Oh, bye-bye, Bug Boy. So sad.
Your turn starts now.
Okay, wait. Why did she not summon a sword? That was weird, right? I played her, and she didn't summon a sword. Why did she not summon a sword? Or did she summon a sword and I just wasn't paying attention? I don't think she did, though, did she? Oh, no, because Bug Boy activated first. Ah. Bug Boy activated first. Wah, wah. Okay, never mind. Let's use... Yeah, Bug was in the way. Let's use these guns. Screw it, let's use these guns. I want to use these guns. This is the one that I wanted to test first. So, Alright, so it just keeps going until it kills somebody. That's pretty cool. Doesn't kill the target, but it kills everybody else. Quite like it. Yeah, sort of some Bugman went first. Wah, wah. We basically die here, so that's fine. This is all just testing anyway. So that's... Alright, well, okay, so we've tested Bug Boy. Bug Boy's actually pretty sexy. I quite like Bug Boy. I don't think it's going to work out too well in PvP necessarily, but in PvG I can see that doing a lot of damage. It's basically, he's like an Alron, but more aggressive. Like an offensive Alron, which is... Kind of wish you got mutant variants of these guys now. I would really quite like a +1 Arakune, if that's his name. Is that it? Is that his name? Yes, Arakune. I just checked. It's fine. Alright, so this time we will practice... We'll experiment more with Noah and the number 13. Bug Boy is sexy. I know what I said and I stand by it. Gotta love those slimy little bug boys. Alright. Okay, Cat Merchant. You still got mana, so I see you're still ready with the counter spells. Number 13 summons Flying Sword, so if you have a movement spell, she can summon another sword in the center. Unlimited Blade works. Actually, that would be kind of fun. I could see her being quite interesting to use next to a formation move thing. Yeah, that could be quite enjoyable, actually. Alright, well, we can basically ignore that. That's a pointless Tia. So we'll just keep charging up to get what we're looking for. I don't care about that fairy. I so want to put down my Bug Boy now and just kill them all. But we won't. Let's see if we can get up to level 3 and bring out Carl. Bug Boy gets wrecked by Bullet of Illusion. Bug Boy gets wrecked by Bullet of Illusion, Paralyzing Bullet, and Notira's Needle. Bug Boy gets wrecked, and Hunt, and Surprise Attack, and Command Hunting. Bug Boy gets wrecked by everything. There's nothing that Bug Boy doesn't get wrecked by. He's still sexy. Rise of the Elephant Movers. Oh, man. That used to be my go-to top 10 deck, actually, was Elephant Miroka. Number 13, New Mast Field. Not quite, but that would be nice. That gun hits a maximum of 10 times. Well, depending on the level, yeah, it's like 10, 12, and 14, I think, isn't it? No, it's 12... What is the numbers? No, yeah, I was right. Yeah, 10, 12, and 14. Yeah. So, well, none of this is threatening so far, so let's just continue to try to charge up to level 3, and then we'll see how well this Nirvana works when she's brought out. In PvE, no one runs Hunt. Everybody runs Hunt, but the AI is stupid about it. So, you've got more chance of being able to successfully manipulate your opponent. Okay, well now we've got to kind of take something out. Not really anything to take out though, is there? Wah, wah. Alright, well let's try this little Carl guy. Yeah, let's try Carl. What is his HP anyway? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's just put him over here then. Okay, so Nirvana comes out. We'll drop 13 as well. Litchi, thirsty for that bug boy. Yes. Who isn't? Bug boy is sexy. Alright. So this should be quite interesting. So we've got a lot of effect out on the field. So Flying Sword changes its attack value. Activates, deals some damage, which is pretty nice. Her ability, what, activates at the end of the turn? Oh, if its energy is 3 or more. Yeah. Okay. So this guy is gonna... Actually, I probably should have put him... No, I put him in the right place. No, I was right! Ha 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 ha. Don't question me. I'm perfect. Accidentally got it all correct. So he's going to attack, which is going to charge up Nirvana, who should then use her super attack now. No, she didn't. Why didn't she do it?
Double kill.
Oh, it's every turn. Okay, so it is at the beginning of the turn. Who are you betraying? My sword? Really? Okay.
Opponent leveled up to 3.
So she's going to use her ability now.
Your turn now.
So boom. Ah, that's fun. That's fun.
Leveled up to 3.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we'll just ensure that she dies. Yeah, that's pretty fun too. Alright, so Bug Boy surprisingly sexy. The Nirvana, I still say, has a big problem with, well, there you go, that's one of her problems. She has a problem with removal spells, but, no, it's certainly fun. No 13 and Windblade Tyron. Yeah, well, that would work out very well as well. We're not, I mean, this isn't a proper deck. We're not trying to design actually viable decks at the moment. We're just experimenting with, potentially... no, go away, Turk. We're just experimenting to see exactly what these cards do. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping it was going to hit the Flying Sword and then she could just have resummoned it. Never mind.
Charged resource.
I just don't like Turk. I mean, we're going to win anyway, but I would have preferred if we'd just taken that out. You haven't bought this card yet. What does the booster look like? 30 gems, 25 new cards to Cockrai. It's 30 gems, 22 cards. And no special ticket, which is pretty cool. But yes, it's just in the store. It's the top left option. Oh, we beat the cat merchant. What a surprise. Alright, so those are pretty decent. Please tell me that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Taukaka is extremely disappointing, Joseph. Yeah, she looks like she's going to be really, really good for rush decks. Aggro rush decks, where you just hammer everybody out on turn 1 and just go kaboom. Because 3 cost to summon 2 cards out onto the field, 3/4 each, which is practically skeleton level. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, the fact that her cost ramps 3/5/7 is not great. It's not great. Because using 7 resources to summon 2 creatures that aren't that good, yeah, it's not brilliant. That means you can use the discount tickets to Cockrai. Yes, indeed it does. Bear in mind that there are 3 phases to the new collaboration thing. So it's going to be this pack for 5 days, and then it's going to be a second pack for another 5 days, and the third pack for another 5 days. We're not sure if each one is going to contain 22 unique cards, or whether they're just going to switch out Ragnar for Jin, and then Jin for Rachel. Does number 13 effect work with swords that she doesn't summon, Zek? Good question. Let's find out. First of all, we'll just take a quick look at her ability. Summons a sword creature. All the friendly sword creatures perform a long-distance attack on the nearest opponent every turn. So, sounds like it might. Sounds like it might work on all swords. Did I get good pulls, Lukaku? I did. I pulled this morning on my alternate account, and I got all the cards, all 22. And then I did a 10 booster pack pull at the beginning of this live stream, and we got all but 4 of them. So the drop rates are not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, let's jump into this cat motion. We'll just very quickly try out this this idea that Zik had about the number 13 working with other friendly doodads. Yes, party time. Feels good. No, says Pegasus. Are you saying it doesn't work? That would be a shame. Taukaka's stats stop scaling at level 2, but the cost still goes up. Yeah, it is a shame. If she scaled normally, she'd be fantastic. But it's the same thing with Hazama. If he scaled normally, he'd be great, but he doesn't. So, okay, we'll just quickly get up to level 2 and just check out this flying sword thing. Now, am I wrong, or the last time we did this, did the sword having no target, no enemy target, did it do its long range attack on the enemy hero? I thought I saw that. Remove him. It does work. You've tried it, Neon. Excellent. Also put a definitive end to your Reaper discussion. You misread one comment. Okay. Gotta go. Thanks for seeing. Well, thanks for stopping by, Satulia. I appreciate it. Hope you can make it to Thursdays. Although I'm not sure it's going to be a Mabinogi duel one. We'll see. My ultimate account. Not my ultimate account. My alternate account. My other account. I have 2 accounts. This one I use for like proper playing and making videos and live streaming and so on and so forth. The other one I use just for gathering gems and gold and things. Okay, so let's try this. If we play her here, she'll summon a sword at the end of the turn, and we'll summon another sword here. Okay, so now we have 2 swords. So if they both survive, and don't you dare kill them. Thank you. Okay, good. Alright, so both of these should do their attacks. Bingo. And now that's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. That was weird, right? I mean, did both of those swords just strike the same spot? Even though they shouldn't have? Or am I having a stroke? Just asking which deck is better, Gates of Hell or Beastkin Jane deck? Oh, it depends what's in the Gates of Hell. For general solidity, the Beastkin Jane deck is going to be better, but if you have like a lot of Apocalypse Zombies and Parnox and things like that, then Gates of Hell would be better. So, Zig, you're reacting weirdly too. So that wasn't just me, right? I didn't just have like a little coronary or something like that. They only attack one target, but the first target was dead. The second flying sword just struck an empty slot. That's not right. If you have 2 of her, how would it work? Well, it wouldn't, unless you'd moved one of the flying swords out of the way. But, yeah, good question, Joseph. Would they then target different? I think this is a bug. I think they're supposed to target different characters. I think this is going to be something that DevCat patches up, because that doesn't make any sense. That is weird. There's no other effect in the game that attacks an empty slot. That's bizarre. V13 is the one targeting, but she's using the flying sword. She shouldn't be attacking an empty slot. If there's no creature for the second flying sword to attack, then she simply shouldn't attack secondarily, because the warlords have a similar effect. Shurka will try to attack an enemy creature, but if there is no enemy creature, he won't attack. Reaper works well without Clockwork. Yeah, Reaper works fine without Clockwork. Just works better with it. That was really odd. Clockwork might get a colored mutant. May do. If it was Skeleton Knight, then attacking the same slot would make sense for that scenario. Yeah, if it was Skeleton Knight, then it would make sense. In all other situations, then it wouldn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. That feels like a programming glitch to me. Speaking as somebody who does actually program, that feels like a glitch. I don't think she's supposed to attack the same slot. She's supposed to attack a creature. Let's see. Long distance attack on the nearest opponent every turn. All the friendly sword creatures perform a long distance attack on the nearest opponent every turn. If Reed attacks empty slots, she doesn't technically attack empty slots. She just attacks the enemy battlefield. It's the same way as you can cast Holy Spear. It shows the animation, but it doesn't actually, that's because it's an AoE effect. Maybe she's dealing with combined damage to one slot. She was obviously trying to, but she shouldn't have, because the attack values were not added together. It wasn't 12 attack, or 14 attack rather. It wasn't 14 attack going into one slot. It was 6 attacks going into one slot. What is that hero? That's the Ragnar hero. You can get him by getting a certain number of collaboration packs, or opening a certain number of collaboration boosters. I forget which it was. Sounds like it's working as intended. Seems really, really weird. Seems really weird. All the friendly sword creatures will perform a long distance attack, because every other thing that's been phrased like that is said, okay, but yeah, but they will, pick their targets. Anyway, so it's bizarre. Doesn't make any sense, but obviously, okay. Basically, what that means is there's not really any point in running multiple flying swords with number 13. I mean, sure, you do get a long-range damage of, between 12 and 14, depending on where you place her in relation to the swords, but it only targets without knowing how many attacks will attack. Yeah. You would have thought that it would have used each flying sword individually. The first flying sword, boom. Second flying sword, boom. Not, how many flying swords do I have? Let's throw all of that into a single slot. If you have 2 counter spells in graveyard, they both trigger to 1 enemy spell. They'd never have for me. 1 counter spell. The second counter spell only activates if your opponent throws out a counter spell. I've never had 2 counter spells activate for a single spell. Not unless it's something that deliberately cancels spells, like Devil's Lie. How about using this with the Mana Sword? I think it'd be exactly the same thing. I don't even have the Mana Sword, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, okay, so that was quite interesting. Disappointing, because I would prefer it if each individual sword had targeted individually, but... no, so it goes. Yeah, it's a little disappointing though. A little disappointing. Okay. You want poisoned arrow of Jerna? Well, you're not offering anything good, so no. Go away. Go away. Poor Scamcat. Sub Battle keeps shouting Neon. Alright. So there's a bunch of people that want to fight. 2 13s and 2 flying swords will equal 2 attacks of 2. Yeah. But there's no point in having 2 number 13s. Way too expensive. For not enough value off them. You'd need to build your entire deck around that. You need to have 2 of the number 13s. You need to have a flying sword. You need to have counter spells out the wazoo. There's a lot of stuff. So yeah, it wouldn't be worthwhile doing 2 now number 13s. You'll pull a few boosters, so prepare for your reactions. We are all bracing ourselves. Okay. Alright, so very quickly then, before we move into the commentated battles, does anybody have any more of the cards that they would like us to run through and test and check out? Or any questions or any suggestions or anything like that on any other subjects? If so, mention it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll move into the commentated battles. Let's take us back to the BLZs. You're ready for losing some fights with the new cards. That's the spirit, Kalpesh. Confidence, that's what we like to see. Okay, so, the commentated battles, for those of you who don't know, this is a standard thing at the end of the live streams. People volunteer in chat for basically fighting other people in the chat. And then you guys get it set up, start fighting, and I will watch it, I will spectate the fight, and I will commentate over the top. So I will be saying, what moves were good, what moves were perhaps not so good, what I think is good plays, what I think is not so great plays. So far, all the plays have been very good. It's really nice. Taukaka would be nice, but she's pretty done and through. She's just not that great. So, yes, basically, 2 people from the chat fight. I spectate and commentate over the top. The rule for today is that any deck you're running must contain at least one BlazBlue collaboration card. Neon will fight, fantastic, and I think Zik was volunteering for a fight like a half an hour ago. So there's Zik. Kalpesh is ready to lose with some new cards, which is great. And maybe Lukaku once he's pulled his boosters. Projechany, you want to fight? Excellent, good. Kalpesh is ready, excellent. Okay, so it doesn't seem like anybody has any more cards they want tested, or any questions or suggestions. There we go, my brain is going. So we'll move into the collaboration fights. Zig, you don't have any BlazBlue cards. That's so sad. Just pull one booster pack, and then you can fight. Projechany wants to fight. Yarrow Dragon volunteers to play a fight. Joseph volunteers to play a fight. That's fantastic. Okay, so Kalpesh is ready. So whoever wants to, a little later on, don't worry about it. We're going into the fights now. Okay, so Kalpesh versus somebody. Let's say type your in-game name into the chat box once I've counted 3, and whoever gets in there first, they'll fight Kalpesh. Okay, sounds fair. 3, 2, 1, go. Lukaku, one very important question. When does rookie reset? Next Thursday, right? I'm pretty sure, yes. I'm pretty sure Thursday. Yep, okay, well, Neon kind of technically commented first. So, Kalpesh versus Neon, and then Projechany versus Yarrow. How's that? And then Joseph. Oh, Yarrow, you need to go soon? Okay. Switch that around then. Kengi versus Yarrow, Neon versus Projechany, and Joseph versus whoever volunteers next. Okay? Alright, let's do it that way. I'll come out of this temporarily. You need to add a guy. Any guy. Okay, so Kalpesh versus Yarrow. You guys get that set up and ready. I'll start refreshing. Where are we? There we go. My phone started to overheat again. Okay, so Kengi and Yarrow. Okay. Well, I'll spectate Kengi because I'm not sure I have you on my friends list at the moment, Yarrow. Not gonna lie, Yarrow sounds incredibly racist. Marie's got her eye on you, Yarrow. Okay, Neon, you're going to be fighting, I forget who I said, but no. Fun fact, YouTube officially passed the billions of hours of videos viewed every day mark. Oh, cool. Good for them. Who are we waiting for? Kengi. Yeah, Kengi and Yarrow, isn't it? Yeah, so I'll just keep an eye on Kengi. There we go. Spectate.
Magicians and summoners, the duel will start.
All right, okay. Oh yeah, Neon versus Projechany in the next fight. Okay, so no mutants on Neon's side, 3 mutants on Kengi's, both using Golden Nature, and then Dark on Neon and Mana on Kengi's. Okay, so out comes the Elf. A solid push to begin with. Yarrow is because I don't have you on my friends list for some reason. Projechany, you fight Neon after this fight. Okay, so charges and skips his turn, gains gold, and Elf just continues to smack into the Golden Bomb Squad. They're going to kill each other. Ooh, out comes our Helsing. Interesting. The card we kind of said was not great, so this should be intriguing. Intriguing. Well, he's protected from hunt, though not command hunting. He's protected from surprise attack by the fact that Kengi doesn't have light. Yeah, I think you need to re-add. And now comes the command hunting, which does take down poor old Helsing. Ouch. That's a lot of darkness cost that Neon's unable to make back. Alright, so level up. Elf and Golden Bomb Squad kill each other, and our heroes are equal in experience, and neither one's taken any damage yet. Bang! Shishigami comes out onto the field. Bang.
Your turn.
Deals. That's actually a pretty awesome effect. That's pretty cool. I like it. A Goblin Bomb Squad, this time from Kengi's perspective. Which is going to cause poor old Bang some trouble. Unless Neon removes it immediately. Is pleonasm a valid word in English, Lukaku? Yeah. And Bang shuffles out of the way. And Tsubaki Yayoi comes out. Good lord. Okay. So, Bang gets his attack off. Deals a little attack in front, but nobody's there. No big deal. Tsubaki charges up. Alright, so Neon's got a fairly impressive board presence now. Here comes another Goblin Bomb Squad, this time a nature one. And Flame Emission to take out Bang. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, bye-bye Bang. Bye-bye Bang. Goblin Bomb Squad deals the damage. Tsubaki takes her shot, does not manage to kill the Golden Bomb Squad, but does do not a bad amount of damage to it, honestly. Now, Neon is going to have to remove that nature Golden Bomb Squad if he wants Tsubaki to survive. But will he decide if it's worth the effort or not? Goes for Notira's Needle to charge into Dark and levels up. So he's basically sacrificing Tsubaki. Interesting. Interesting. Joseph, don't worry. It'll cycle back around and you'll definitely battle. Yero will battle you as well. Okay, number 13 comes out. Here comes the Flying Sword. There it is. Okay. And the arrows go everywhere. Poor old Flying Sword downed immediately. Okay, so both players are at level 3. Neon charges up. It seems like Neon is not responding. Well, it looks like he's playing defensively for the moment. He's building up towards stuff. Here comes another one. Litchi switching out of place. Oh, bold move. Bold. I like it. I like it. Okay, that's actually, yeah, that was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive play there. So Command Hunting comes out, does not quite deal enough damage because Kengi didn't have anything in the middle of the field. Was that a misplay or was he saving up for Holy Missile? Okay, so he wanted that card away. That was a lot of resource commitment. So, can Neon Works capitalize on that with the 9 darkness resources they have? Knowing that at this point, Kengi basically can't reuse the Command Hunting. That's it being used twice already. They're both at level 3. It's going to be way too expensive from this point on. Just thinking about it. And out comes a Helsing again. Okay, so he is going to take advantage of the fact that there's no more Command Huntings. Helsing comes out. Goblin Bomb Squad comes out. A little bit of damage onto Helsing, which is unfortunate. It would have been better for Neon if it had been on the Goblin Bomb Squad instead. But it's still survivable. The Mono Holy Missile is a bit of a threat at this point, but it's okay. Oh no, out comes the Command Hunting again. Okay, so discarded into nature just to take that out. Both players really, really low on resources at this point. But Kengi absolutely determined to keep that number 13 alive. Now, Neon's going to have to do something because otherwise the sword is going to kill the Bomb Squad. Bomb Squad's ability is going to kill the sword, but then Neon is simply going to summon another one. So Neon's just going to summon another sword in front of that, and the Bomb Squad's just going to keep jumping into it. She can... I mean, she can use like a paralyzing bullet if she wants to hold the Golden Bomb Squad off, but the question is it really worthwhile? It's something that Kengi is thinking about. Discarding into gold. Interesting. Going to drop, what, another Bomb Squad? Yeah, okay. Dropping a Bomb Squad of his own. Playing very, very defensively. Both players are at this point trying to scrabble to get their resources back. Now goes the damage. Kengi takes the lead in terms of HP, although both are still extremely close. Oh, very nicely played by Neon. Very nicely played. Taking advantage of the Goblin Bomb Squad's ability to guarantee the fact that the Drag to Hell will go off onto number 13, which leaves Kengi in a really rough spot. Will, sorry, ladies, is there any card that has potential is good from the collab set? We've actually gone through the cards in a pretty big way in the live stream. So there are a few, and we'll go back over them very quickly at the end, but if you watch the archived footage when it's uploaded into YouTube, you can get more in-depth discussions on them. Okay, so everybody's just charging up. They're just trying to regain lost resource ground at this point. So it'll be interesting to see who makes the first aggressive move. If they can make an aggressive move and keep the aggressive one on the field. Okay, so it's Kengi going straight up for the bang. Alright. Unfortunately, that is removable by any basic spell, and Neon certainly has enough for a hunt. Lucarcry, some pretty good pulls there. Nice. Okay, so what's going to happen? Okay, bang is answered with a bang, basically. And another charge. Is Bang Shishigami good? I like Bang Shishigami. He's basically like a mini warlord. I mean, is he going to be like meta broken? Absolutely not. Is he a lot of fun? Absolutely yes. Now, bringing out number 13, that may be a problem. He's paralyzing Bang, but it's not going to stop the ability going off. And the next ability that Neon's Bang is going to use is going to be an area of effect, which is, I'm pretty sure, going to wipe out the what am I saying? The flying sword. I'm pretty sure it's going to wipe out the flying sword, which wasn't summoned. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, God, I thought that was number 13. It's not. Of course it's not. It's Nerva. Yeah, Nirvana, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was... Yes, interesting. Okay, alright. So, yes, Nirvana stuff goes off. I saw a blue drop and I just thought it was number 13. Ouch. Yep, okay. And with that, Arrow of Revenge, Kengi secures the victory. Very close match. Very interestingly played on both people's parts. Feel the wrath of a ninja. Bang. I do love that guy. Very well played on both players' parts. Very interesting to see those cards being used in that way. And interesting to note that despite the fact that they were, removed by command huntings and so on and so forth, that nevertheless, still managed to pull through. Very nice. Okay, who fights next because it's so confusing? Is Neon versus Projechany fights next. I have decided. So I will refresh until I see Neon ready. Neon in a fight. Ugh. It's kind of a watery arc juice today. Your friend quest is done. Good, Projechany. Congratulations. Third Yayoi. Lucarcry. Okie doke. Sousin 0. Neon. If you guys haven't added each other yet, I'll just keep refreshing. You got Nirvana, Lucarcry. Good ow. It's an interesting card, certainly. Not very survivable, but then none of the creatures from the latest collaboration are fighting now. Ah, there we go, it just showed up. Good. And Trinity. Yeah. Interesting though. Okay, so 3 mutants on Sousin's side, 1 mutant on Neon's side. Nature, Light and Darkness. Mana, Light and Dark. Using, wow, Lufencia versus L. Okay, this should be interesting. Delete and re-add me, Yellow. Yeah, that should work. So, players both charging up, both sort of circling each other as boxers at the moment. Each one waiting for an opportunity. So, Sousin's going to push for a reaction by dropping Skeleton. Let's see if Neon reacts. He does with a, wow, with a Knoll. Really going hardcore on that response. Now, she could be removed by a Hunt if Sousin has one. So, let's see. Yep, there he goes. Down goes the Hunt. Unfortunate for poor Knoll, but that's you just got to expect that with these collaboration creatures. Unfortunately, you unlock a new hero, Lucarcry, and have 5 gems to give. Ooh, lucky. Drag the Hell comes out. Bit of a resource overcommitment, but it's better than having that skeleton sit there and just chip away for health each time. Now Neon, or Salsin rather, should probably level up at this point, but may want to play and decided to play. Okay, a bold choice. The normal plan, really, the choice there would have been to level up first, but interesting. Wanted to get that damage off, wanted that guaranteed damage. Let's see if that pays off. Okay, so Neon plays number 13, activating the sword in front of Lorna. Will that survive? I think it will, actually, won't it, at level 2? Because it's should have 5 HP at level 2, 6 HP. Okay, so the flying sword comes out, could be removed, but the question that Salsin has to ask himself here is, does he want to spend resources removing the flying sword, or will he just deal with that? Oh, ouch. Okay, Taylor Miss Shelley. Interesting. Deals with the flying sword, summons a jumbled zombie. Okay. Haven't seen any BlazBlue cards yet from Salsin's side. You have one card, do you? Okay. Arcus Diabolus comes out. Unfortunately, yeah, it kills immediately, rather than sort of like pulverizing Miss Shelley a little bit first. You love Lucario. Okay, who doesn't? It's a great Pokemon. Okay, so out comes the other sword. Taylor Miss Shelley can't really activate anymore. Okay, so ouch. Out comes Fei Ling. Deals a little bit of damage, but not quite enough. Okay, so Taylor Miss Shelley does a little bit of damage. The sword actually fires off. Ouch, ow, does deal with Fei. Nice, opening up number 13 for some damage. Now, out comes the other flying sword to block off the Taylor Miss Shelley. The middle flying sword is going to kill the Lorna, and number 13 is going to get the shot off. So both players running a little bit low on resources, but not doing too badly. Yellow Dragon, your request is pending. It should just, yeah. I'll add you, don't worry. Okay, so Neon is doing not too great for health, but did manage to level up to 3 first and has more damage out onto the field than Salsin does. A light hunt, interesting. Okay, ouch. Down goes number 13. Leaving the 2 flying swords on the field, but not enough mana resource to resummon number 13, unfortunately. Arrow of Revenge comes out to deal that 5 damage, which is also quite unpleasant, and Taylor Miss Shelley takes out that flying sword. Okay. So, Neon finds himself in a bit of an awkward situation. Enough darkness resources to do something, but what? Let's find out. Okay, out comes Carl Clover, unfortunately not summoning his Nirvana because the field is not empty, so Neon manually summons another Nirvana. Interesting choice. Now, what will Salsin do? Because they don't have enough resources for any hunts or surprise attacks, so they level up to 3. Still don't have enough resources for hunt or surprise attack, so going for the Hellhound. Interesting. Alright, blocking the number 13 and killing that flying sword, but not putting anybody within any serious damage. So, Nirvana brings out her attack, not quite enough for her to kill the Hellhound, unfortunately, but enough for Carl to now kill the Taylor Miss Shelley. Nevertheless, that Taylor Miss Shelley and the Hellhound both are quite big threats, and the Hellhound does need to be removed. That's interesting. Okay, an interesting play. I quite like that. So that basically has acted almost like a turn to frog, in that Nirvana is now capable of killing the Hellhound. Very nicely played. Okay, so 10 damage out onto the field. Salsin is running really low on cards to use at this point. So, nice turnaround with that Mukro, I think it's called. Elf +1 comes out, and if Neon can answer that elf somehow, then he'll be in a really, really solid position. Because that is Salsin now down with almost no resources and only the elf on the field. So, can Neon deal at least 4 damage to that elf, allowing Carl to kill it?
Charged resource.
Look, Hawkeye, are you trying to exercise your ego in the chat? You're being weird, buddy. Okay, so Neon decided not to go for the elf kill, or simply didn't have any way of going for the elf kill. Does put him into a bit of an awkward situation. If Salsin can manage to remove the Carl and get another arrow of revenge out, then that'll be the end of Neon. But does he have enough is the question. He has enough for Drag to Hell, but that wouldn't help because it would kill his only creature. Not quite enough for Hunt, not quite enough for Surprise Attack. Enough for a Holy Missile, but we have to assume that if Salsin had one, he would have used it on the Carl already. Couple of charges. If Salsin doesn't answer pretty quick... Okay, out comes another Elephant to block the Nirvana. Down goes Carl. Nirvana's ability activates and kills the Elf, and deals a significant amount of damage to that Elephant. Again, not quite putting it within fatal range, but not putting Nirvana within fatal range either. Out comes another Nirvana. Outstanding. Okay, so that's actually pretty serious, because that is now 16 AoE damage coming out onto the field every single time. Every single turn. That's a lot of damage. So, what will Salsin do? We still haven't seen Salsin's BlazBlue card. We're still waiting for that. Ouch, that was a strong revive. Taking him down to beneath Neon's health. Gonna remove that. Unfortunately, because of Nirvana's ability, that actually killed the elephant. Oh wow, this has gotten really, really close all of a sudden. Okay, so yeah, Neon doesn't really have to do much at this point. He can play really defensively right now, save up his resources in order to answer. But he's gone for just the strong play. He's going bold. He's going Ragnar. Okay. Alright. So, Salsin's now down at 4 HP, and Neon has more than fatal damage out onto the board. Arrow of Revenge comes out, dealing 6. Is he going to revive and do it again? He may revive and do it again, if he has enough. I wasn't paying attention to how many resources he had. No! Oh no! One resource off. One resource off. And with that, Neon snags the victory. Very nicely played. Very, very nicely played on both players' sides. I have to admit, I'm glad the Neon won, simply because we didn't see Salsin's BlazBlue card. So if Salsin had won without using a BlazBlue card, we're being a little bit against the rules. Very nicely played, though, on both players' parts. I really thought Salsin had that to begin with, but very well done, Neon. Very well done. Okay, it's your first time collaboration pack purchase, and not good cards are available, no matter replacing or similar Tishna. True, but nevertheless they are still going to sell on the player store for an awful lot of money, so you can buy them just to sell them for golds. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Well done, both Neon and Salsin / Projechani. Okay, did you use your BlazBlue card at the beginning? No, I apologize. It was very well fought on both players' sides anyway. Very, very well done. Okay, so who's fighting next? I forget rather who we said was going to be... No, go away, Scamcat. Good lord. Just leave me alone for today, alright? This isn't good viewing. Okay, bye-bye forever. Okay, so who did we say was going to fight? It was a 2-cost card. You replaced Eagle with it. Which one was it? I forget. I'm I'm looking now at the 2-cost cards. There's Nirvana. Was it Faye? Did you play Faye? I think you played Faye Ling, didn't you? That's right. That was very, very impressive on both players' sides. Very, very nicely done. I liked it. Okay, so yes, who's fighting next? I think I said Joseph and somebody, because we had like Kengi versus Yero. Then it was Salsin, obviously, Prodigy versus Neon. And then I said I think it was going to be Joseph versus somebody. So I don't know. Still getting used to these BlazBlue cards. Yeah, they're very tricky cards. They're very tricky cards. I like the way that they're done because they're not meta defining. They're not meta breaking. Yeah, sure, Yero, you could play against Kengi since you guys seem to want to fight. Absolutely. I don't remember who was scheduled to fight third, so yes, absolutely. You guys go for a fight. You guys have a fight. And I'll just get the spectating ready. Okay. I'll just keep refreshing until I see Kengi go blue. Yellow versus Joseph, was it? Okay. I don't remember. It wasn't reading the description either, so surprised so much by that parade from Neon. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Okay, well, it can be Yellow versus Joseph, or it can be Yellow versus Kengi. If it is Yellow versus Joseph, then I'm going to need one of them on my friends list. Because I don't know if I have them. No, Kengi and Yellow have already started. Okay, so Joseph, you'll start Neon. You'll fight Neon after this fight. Okay, we'll say that. Yeah, you're going to be on the next loop. Yes. I knew that it was you and somebody, but I couldn't remember who it was. So you and Neon right after this fight. That'll be it. Okay, so Yellow Dragon has 1 mutant. Kengi has 3. Mana, Light and Dark with a neutral hero, and Gold, Mana and Nature with L. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so both players charging, circling each other like boxers once again, and out comes Black Sheep Pan. Interesting opening. Interesting. Usually quite a defensive play. So answered with a Goblin Bomb Squad. Yep. Well, Lukaku can fight Joseph, yeah. Okay. If Lukaku wants to fight, then yes, Lukaku and Joseph. Alright, so those two just keep slugging it out against each other. Both players thinking about leveling up. Oh, Holy Missile coming out. Okay, so Kengi really wanted that extra damage off on Yellow. Answered with a Holy Missile of his own. Both players just slugging at each other. And both leveling up to 2. Both now very close in terms of resources and in HP as well. A slight resource advantage for Yellow and a slight HP advantage for Kengi. Alright, a little bit of damage, but not much. And how will Yellow respond? With the Black Sheep Pan again. Okay, interesting. I do like Black Sheep Pan and Lorna. Their whole no grave cost thing can be very, very useful, especially in the right kind of deck. Another Goblin Bomb Squad. Always a strong choice. That's definitely going to kill the Black Sheep Pan. And out comes number 13. Interesting, given that it can't summon the sword into the middle of the field because Black Sheep Pan's already sitting there. Slight misplay, perhaps, on Yellow Dragon's part. And the Command Hunter comes out and deals with that. Bluesee's Crest. Good grief. Wow. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Flame Emission comes out, activating the air bomb, which deals damage to Kengi, but just clears that whole thing out. Ragnar the Blood Edge. Okay, taking... No crap. 2 Ragnars. Double Ragnar. Okay. We are seeing some weird plays on Yellow's side, and I love it. I love more Goblin Bomb Squads. Come on, Kengi. Come on. All these Goblin Bomb Squads. Alright, so Ragnar takes a fair chunk off. Arya's Crest comes out, dealing with one of those bombs. I like this. You had the Arya's Crest. We had the other crest earlier. It's fantastic. His crest comes out. So many crests. This is just wonderful. I'm enjoying myself so much. Okay, so number 13 comes out, and that's going to summon the sword. Nirvana comes out, and that is pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Paralyzing bullet comes out and just paralyzes Ragnar. No big deal there. And out comes the flying sword. Okay, so Ragnar drains the enemy hit points. Kengi's hit points are dropping quick thanks to those double Ragnars. Wow. Wow. Alright, unfortunately, yellow is not in a fantastic position at the moment. So, he levels up to 3 to gain the action and the extra health. But unless he does something, and he hasn't, both Ragnars are basically on their way out now because Nirvana's just going to wipe them out. Okay, a lot of effects activating right now. A lot of effects activating. Okay, so that is a lot of damage out onto the field. Countered with Bluesy's crest. That's so cool. I never see anybody using Bluesy's crest. It's awesome. Alright, so that was going to be Kengi's finisher. But as it turns out, it didn't even really matter. That's a lot of damage out onto that field, and Yellow Dragon simply can't hold up under that kind of an onslaught. That's a lot of damage on that field. Very well played on both players' parts. And I have to say, congrats to Kengi for winning, but the winner of Ark's Seal of Approval goes to Yellow Dragon for all those crests and the double Ragnars. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that one. Oh, man. Okay, very well played on both players' parts. Very well played. Next up is Lucarcry versus Joseph. If Lucarcry is up for it. Lucarcry, let us know. If not, Joseph will pit you against somebody else. Don't worry, you're definitely fighting in the next one. I promise. And what's this? A gift from Lucarcry. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. That's going to go to collab packs. And more videos. You gotta go. Alright, Yero. Thanks for stopping by the stream and getting involved in all these fights. I really appreciate it. Hope you can make it to the next one. Night night. The Gakrai Fae is good if you know how to use her. Yes, loved his strategy. Oh, it was a lot of fun, wasn't it? A lot of seals. Really cool. Really cool. And it looks like these cards are actually not too bad. I was a little bit worried about the fact that none of them met HP breakpoints, but it looks like they can actually cause a significant amount of damage when coupled in the right deck. So, I'm happy about that. Okay. Lucarcry, if you're willing to fight Joseph, speak up. If not, in the next, 60 seconds or so, we'll pit Joseph up against somebody else. And then if anybody else wants to fight, chime up as well. Otherwise, we'll have this last fight, and then we'll just very quickly go back over the cards and things again, pointing out what cards look like they're going to be the most popular and therefore will cost the most or will sell for the most, if that's the way you're going. And then we'll wrap up the, yeah, it's almost 3 hours. It's a long stream today. You're not ready yet, Luke. How long? Are you going to be ready in, the next 5 minutes? Or should we get Joseph to fight somebody else? Because if it's going to be 5 minutes or something, then we can simply jump into the binder, and we'll just go over the cards and things now rather than at the very end. Fight, fight, fight. Yes, I agree. Kill each other. Blood for your Lord Ark. Ah. Do I just put Arcadean for my username? No, my you can actually you can't see my username. Oh, hold on, let me see if I can scroll this down. Nope. Come on, you used to be able to scroll this whole page down. Why can't you scroll it down now? There we go. Okay, you can see my name on the screen now. The Arcadean. Okay. Yeah. Neon versus Joseph. Neon versus Joseph. Since Luke's still busy. And you may fight one more fight, Cowfish. We'll see if anybody wants to fight. Nice 5 minutes, scrap a deck around with BCB cards. Okay, well, let's say this. Joseph versus Neon now, and then Lukaku versus Cowfish for our final fight. Friend request from Mr. Okay, I will quickly add you now. Don't anybody start fighting yet. I'll be honest, I don't actually recognize who that is. So again, if it's you, I apologize. Send me another friend request. I'll add you right back. Got to go. Good night, people. Good night, Tishna. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Alright. Let's see. Could only join now in time to see that fight. And damn, you have no idea what the cards do, but the seal things do seem fun. Yeah, the seal things are actually from previous collaboration pack. So it's very cool to see Yellow Dragon coupling the old collaboration cards with the new collaboration cards. Bad timing for your account not working. Yeah, it's a shame. But if you're at all interested in what we've been doing and saying, then this live stream will be archived onto YouTube basically as soon as it's finished, but it takes about an hour or two for it to upload properly. For some reason it'll upload itself immediately, but then it'll only show like a 2-hour chunk. And then it takes like an hour, and then it's all working right. Fighting now, Neon. Okay, I'm still refreshing. There we go. Good. And spectate. Good. You'll fight Kengi in the next one then. Okay, look. Luke and Kengi for the last fight. Alright. Oh, good. Miss Zero's using the actual Ragnar hero. So, 1 mutant on each person's team. Gold, light, and dark on each person's team. Interesting. Okay, so wow. Cell Soul right out of the gate. So obviously Mist is building up something. Is that it? Oh, he's talking smack. Okay. Alright, so this is getting real here, people. Summoning Commission comes out. Interesting. Onto the elf. Not really going to get you any resources, unfortunately. You generally don't drop resource Summoning Commission until level 2 for pretty much that reason. Drag to hell and down goes the elf, but that was a positive resource trade for Mist Zero. Carl Clover comes out. Wow, okay, so a level 1 Carl. Bold move. Bold move. But he's probably banking on the fact that Neon's used up, if not all, at least sort of the majority of his proper removals and things like that. So, you can build a proper BCB deck next time once you get into the cards more, besides farming for them projectionally. Well, I look forward to seeing it. Holy Missile comes out, takes care of Carl, which is an interesting choice, honestly, given that it's actually Nirvana who's the threat. Neon levels up, but he's lagging a little bit behind in terms of experience. Taukaka comes out and duplicates itself. There we go. That is a lot of damage out onto the field. Neon had better have some sort of AoE effect in order to deal with that. He's got enough gold for a flame emission, so let's see if that's about to come out. No, the Arcus Diabolus. Okay, so targeting... Yeah, okay, targeting Nirvana, which pretty much meant that the Arcus was guaranteed to only go off once. Taukaka comes out, but the Nirvana is just going to obliterate those with her ability, unless she can't actually use it right now. Yeah, okay, alright, no, that's fine. That's why I targeted down the Carl. It's a good plan, actually. Nirvana can't charge up her ability, so she can't use her AoEs. Interesting. Hakumen comes out. Right in front of the Taukaka. Ice Spear deals with the Nirvana, who then slightly damages the Taukaka, but no big deal. And then, yeah, does do a pretty complete wipe onto the board. That's going to really, really hurt that Hakumen. Is that his name? Yes, Hakumen. That's going to really hurt that Hakumen. So, bango, bango, and then a little extra damage. Hakumen survives and actually does fire off his own ability, which is pretty cool. Yeah, alright. So Hakumen actually did prove to be pretty useful there. Took the damage, survived it, and so managed to counterattack. Interesting. Alright, well, both players are now, more or less even for resources, more or less even for hit points, more or less, well, they're both exactly the same level. So, at this point, it does become a very solid grudge match. Another Taukaka comes out. That was expensive at 6, but let's see if it pays off. Skeleton drops on Mist's side. Now, it's an interesting play with those Taukaka, but you have to assume that Neon's got something to do with the Hakumen, otherwise it's simply going to kill the Taukaka again, at least one of them. Unless the Taukaka targets down the skeleton for its random attack instead of the Hakumen. Well, actually, if it targets the Hakumen's dead anyway, isn't it? So I don't know what I'm talking about. Wow, okay, the sealing ability activated and dealt a lot of damage. So that's going to hurt that Ragnar. That was a lot of cost to bring out a card that's basically got 6 attack and 8 hit points. Iron Taker comes out, the Summoning Commission activates, and that is going to give a decent amount of gold. Down goes those 2 Taukakas, which was, ouch, pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. And that is a lot of damage now out onto the field. Mist Zero now has Neon well within fatal range. And Neon, rather, can't bring out another Ice Ray, doesn't have the resources for it. Can't bring out another Arcus Diabolus, doesn't have the resources for that. So this is a very awkward position for him. He can't bring out another Taukaka to guard because he doesn't have enough resources. Oh no, he does. Okay, so he's running. Oh, he's running triple Taukakas. I've only just realized. Trip Taukakas. Unfortunately, the Taukaka did not appear. The second Taukaka did not appear in front of the skeleton, and apparently it wouldn't have worked anyway. Mirror Combat comes out. Skeleton lands the finishing blow after Miss Zero finishes charging, and that he couldn't resist. Talking smack at the end, and bang. Very nicely played on both players' parts. Very nicely played. That was interesting with that Hakumen, the way that it took out those 2 Taukakas. Very interesting. I like it. Good plays on both players' sides. Very good. And it was nice to see Iron Tiger actually dealing a significant amount of damage. He just wiped out those Taukakas. Very impressive. Alright, so good job to both players. Very good job. And next fight and last fight, and I've got a gift from Yukipe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's going to go towards getting cards, which then go towards making videos. You're testing the Taukaka. You're testing this Taukaka song. Yeah, Taukaka is a bit rough, certainly. Still didn't read the card description, but there's something about this art style so colorful. I really like it. Known yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a good. It's BlazBlue, so they've got a good history behind it. Okay, so who was it? It was Kalpesh versus Lukarcry. When you guys are ready, just jump into a fight. I'll keep refreshing, and we'll see. Okay, so there's Kengi, there's Lukarcry. Yes, very interesting strategies and tactics we're seeing with these cards now. It's very cool. Very impressive. But yes, unfortunately, Taukaka does seem to be problematic because she ramps up her resource cost way too fast. I mean, if she did the standard 3, 4, 5, it would be fine, but 3, 5, 7 or whatever it is, that's a lot for a card that doesn't have any hit points or any attack value. Rag needs a rework for his dialogue. Most of them do, honestly. It's not always obvious what they're going to say when you say something. I have a video where I said good job to somebody, and it came out sounding really sarcastic, and I felt pretty bad about it. Ark will be tuning in for the early morning. It's 2 a.m. now here, so night, and try to get here again next stream. Okay, Neon, thanks for stopping by and for getting involved in all those fights. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next stream. Have a good night. We're still refreshing, waiting for Lukarcry, and Kalpesh is ready to go. Yeah, some interesting combos and strategies with these new cards. Pretty cool. A gift from Salsin Zero, thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's going to go towards more booster packs, more cards, and more videos. Okay, looks like Luke's ready to go. So let's start the refresh and get ready for the final commentated fight. Remember, the rule for today is your deck must contain at least one BlazBlue card. When is my next stream, Bellytony? I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. GMT. It's almost always Mabinogi Duel, but not always. So if you want to know in advance what the stream's going to be about, just make sure to follow me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I also sometimes stream just on Twitch on the weekends, and those are not MABINOGI Duel streams, those are other games. Wait, it's too late. Oh, okay, fine. Wrong deck. Okay. Try that again. You stink at building decks, but you always make the duel fun. Yes, well, that's the best way to do it. Honestly, I mean, you know, you could design the completely OP, nothing can beat this Ellurin style deck and get up into the top 10 and champion and all this kind of thing, but if you're not having fun, what's the point? There's no, like, monetary reward for getting into champion, so build the decks that you enjoy running and that don't frustrate you, and then just see how high you can get with them. That was always my attitude, and I actually accidentally ended up getting into the top 10 with a whole bunch of these decks that, you know, weren't meta competitive. Sometimes you stumble across something that just works. Okay, here we go again. Spectate. Last fight of the stream. Alright, my body is ready. So, 3 mutants on Kengi's side, no mutants on Lucarcry. L versus Belphegor, Gold Mana Nature versus Mana Nature Dark. Both players just charging. Standard sort of Japanese style defensive play. Very effective. Very effective control style. Charging, each one waiting for the other to make a move. Elf comes out and is immediately met with an Ambush Vine. Classic combo on both players' sides. The Ambush Vine versus the Elf. Very common to see in PvP arenas. So let's see where the players go from here. Charging up, not overcommitting on the resources, which is wise. Now, will Kengi go offensive here, or will he simply charge up as well? He decides to charge as well. Both players playing very, very defensively, each one trying to gain the resource advantage over the other. Lucarcry manages to reach level 2 first. And Kengi follows suit. Okay, the elf now starts pounding away at the Ambush Vine, who will die to the elf before the elf dies first. Magic Missile comes out though. Interesting. Okay, allowing the Ambush Vine to survive and deal a little bit of damage. Joseph, you've got another BlazBlue deck if anyone else wants to battle. Well, you guys can start fighting amongst yourselves if you like now. We're finishing up the stream, but yeah, by all means, keep hanging out and chat and keep fighting. Okay, so Bang comes out and deals his AoE damage, taking care of that poor little Ambush Vine. Hunt comes out in response, and bye-bye Bang. Both players not giving an inch to the other, each just countering the other's cards as they come out onto the field. Lucarcry leading in terms of HP, but not by such a wide margin as to make it an easy win. Both players still very equally balanced in resources, and both of them with enough resources in each of their camps that they can do pretty much anything in their deck. Okay, Luke reaches level 3, and Kengi is unfortunately lagging behind a little bit. Revives to deal a little bit of damage and to get cards back into his hand, and he'll basically have to either charge or play something defensive. And he goes for the defensive, plays down the elf, and gets ready to level up to 3. Now Lucarcry has a number of potential answers here. Vampire comes out, takes care of the elf. Okay. Again, fairly standard response. Very strong response. You're going to bed, Marie? Okay, well, thanks for stopping by the stream. It's nice having you around, and thanks for getting involved in the chat. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Okay, more charging, more leveling up. Out comes a command hunting to take care of that vampire and allow the elf to take some damage off Lucarcry. Okay, that begins to even out the hit point values a little bit more. Both players doing very, very well for resources, although Kengi is completely out of nature now. So whatever he's going to do with gold and mana, he's going to have to do it without any hunt backups. So let's see. Okay, out comes Nirvana. Interesting. Blocked in the center to prevent the elf from dealing any more damage. A defensive play on the Nirvana. Holy Missile comes out, and that's not really going to do much. But it does weaken enough for the paralyzing bullet to land the finishing blow. Unfortunately, Nirvana then takes out the elf, leaving both players not much better off than they were before. However, Kengi now has a clear field and can summon Tsubaki. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so Tsubaki has 20 HP, still very vulnerable to Hunt, and I rather suspect that's what we're about to see. But, you never know, Lukaku may go for a different kind of counter. Let's find out. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. And out comes a Hunt. Yes, that's probably the best possible option there. Both players still kind of balancing the resources. Lukaku's got a bit of a lead, but he's had to use a lot of removal spells so far, and that does stack up after a while. The grave cost is going to continue to get bad. Interesting, an offensive Goblin Bomb Squad. You don't usually see them played offensively, so let's see what Kengi has in mind. We know that Kengi's a good player, so there's obviously a plan behind the offensive bomb squad. Is it to lure out more removal spells? Is it to force a response from a creature that the Goblin Bomb Squad is then pretty much guaranteed to kill? It does put Lukaku into a bit of an awkward position. Ramp up grave cost on more removal spells, or ignore it, or... okay, interesting. Went for the attack. Magical Pretty Girl Luna, lovely. And summoned a cat onto the opposing field, which is actually a bit unfortunate. A bomb would have been significantly better. Nevertheless, that cat doesn't exactly work out badly, and that's actually an interesting play. Shadow Vampire being used to make up for the potential summoning of the cat merchant. Interesting, I like it. Okay. So let's see. Revives, charges, Holy Missile comes out, which is quite unfortunate, and that's going to take the Shadow Vampire down within KO range from that Goblin Bomb Squad. Number 13 comes out, not going to activate its ability, which again, also quite interesting. It looks like Kengi is now just going for a power push. He's hoping to flood Lukaku and completely decimate his HP if he possibly can. And I mean, it may work. That's what, 15 damage that's going to go through onto Lukaku if he can't block it, and the 5 damage from the cat merchant is going to murder the poor little magical girl. Which is a shame because she was adorable. Magic Missile comes out, deals with the Goblin Bomb Squad, so that is at least 8 damage that's not going to go through. A normal Vampire comes out to take down the number 13. And then a charge, it looks like, for the final move. So, the Magical Girl is still going to die to the Cat Merchant. But hopefully the Vampire can survive for Lukaku and do what needs to be done. Command Hunting comes out though, unfortunately, and that is going to take care of that poor vampire. Ooh, the vampires have not been having much luck. They really haven't. The Command Huntings, the Holy Missiles. It is not a good day to be a vampire. So there is now 12 damage rather on the field. Both players more or less equal hit points, more or less equal resources, but Lukaku is having a little bit of trouble here because he's got to play defensively at this point. No sort of dark ice spears or anything like that, and the nature is not really proving to be massively helpful. Okay, so down goes number 13, but it still leaves the cat merchant out onto the field, and that 5 damage is not inconsiderable. Kengi has taken the lead in terms of resources, a mild lead in terms of HP, and Tsubaki comes out. Kengi's taking advantage of the fact that the hunt is now basically done for, and the command hunting is going to be very, very expensive at this point. So even if it goes off, not really a big deal. Now, if Lucario had an area of effect spell, that would be fantastic, but unfortunately he doesn't. So this is a very, very awkward position to be in. What will he decide to do is the question. It's not hopeless by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely difficult. That's 14 damage, so its fatal damage is on the board. Lucario doesn't have any healing abilities. It's not running Sarah or Scald or anything like that. Vampire comes out again to drain off the what's her name? Tsubaki? Tsubaki. To drain Tsubaki's health. Very defensive play. We'll see if it pays off. Certainly Kengi's used up basically all of his resources. So a Mana Holy Missile is now not likely. Okay, so Lucario's decided to charge up. He's going to just take the hits and just hope that it all works out. Merchant of Darkness's ability goes off. Oh, ouch, out comes the Flame Emission. Takes care of the Vampire after Tsubaki's ability weakens it enough. And the Hour of Revenge just to rub it in. Come on, Kengi, that's not nice. You had Fatal on the board anyway. And Kengi deals the finishing blow. Very well played on both players' parts. Very well played. I do like that Shadow Vampire coupled with the Platinum girl. That's actually pretty good. It makes her ability work for you, even when it summons the cat. You build the deck too quick, Lucario. Nevertheless, it was a pretty decent deck. I do quite like that effect with the Shadow Vampire and Platinum. It's an interesting effect. It's just unfortunate that Platinum is not brilliant, you know? Nevertheless, if she'd summoned a bomb, you would have been in a significantly better position and possibly would even have come out of that with a victory. So, randomized plays. Randomized plays. Very, very interesting. Very well played on both people's parts. A gift from Galliomir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's going to go towards booster packs, which go towards cards, which go towards videos. Okay, Octoprism, hello, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we're just wrapping up. That was the end of the commentated battles. So now we will just very, very quickly go back through the BlazBlue cards. I will point out what I personally think and what the chat has said are going to be the most popular cards and what are going to be the strongest cards within the current meta. That way you'll know what you should be aiming for if you can't afford to buy all of the cards. And you'll know what to sell for the highest amount of money, hopefully. Some damage to clean these low HP creatures and vampires would be awesome there. Yeah. No, I mean, for a deck that was put together very quickly, it had a lot of potential. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting little tricks in there. Okay, so let's go through it very, very quickly. You made a deck without thinking about it a lot, yeah. Okay, so G11 and Nego are basically pointless at this moment in time. They may be more useful when Rachel card is released, but that's not going to be for at least 5 days and possibly 10. And even then, I don't think so. So don't worry about those two cards at all. Nirvana is actually a very interesting card. And for her cost, she is actually pretty decent. So she's going to be one to watch. Not meta-defining. None of these cards are meta-defining, but an interesting card. Very interesting card. So definitely one to pick up. Lol, from 760 to 260 diamonds, yeah. Yeah, that's ouch. Mukro Algesco looks bad to begin with, but it is the only card where you can specify a target to be frozen. It's a transformation card that also has an extra effect of being able to destroy things if you couple it with other freezing cards. So, again, pretty interesting card. You have to use it very, very trickily. Trickily? Tricksily. It's a tricky card. Shut up. So you have to use it in a tricksy way, but pretty good, pretty good. Luke's going to change the deck up and rematch Gengi. Okay. Next up, we have Lichi Fei Ling. Now, she's really quite interesting. She's basically an eagle that kind of bounces around the place. So again, pretty decent. Although, be aware that it's only her ability that makes her useful. Her stats are terrible, terrible. But if you like eagle, Lichi's actually really, really good. Hazama, unfortunately, because his resources jump from 3 to 5 to 7, is actually not great, which is a shame because he has a really, really nice ability. So if you're playing PvG and stuff like that, and only PvG, then he's a decent card. Otherwise, just don't worry about it. Battery low and you put your mobile on charge. I think he's scared of you, Lukaku. Dun dun dun, them's fighting words and so on and so forth. I'm just trying to sow discord. Taokaka, unfortunately, same thing as Hazama. Her resource cost jumps 3, 5, and 6, and her HP never increases, and her attack only increases by 1 between level 1 and 2. She's actually not great. If you're running a pure gold aggro deck, which just aims to flood the field from like level 1 and just kill everybody by the time you've reached level 2 kind of thing, then she's fine, but only in those specific situations. Whoop. Temporary break. I hear the dog scratching, so I'm just going to get the Archound and we'll carry on. Okay. Say hello to the stream, Archound. I will kill you all. Okay. And now you can go down. Thank you, puppy. Oh, good boy. Okay. The idea was to use a failing as well, which you can come into play. Yeah, it's always a bit difficult to get these combos out. Okay, so. You're here finally, Roblan Ganib, just in time for the stream to end. Next up is Platinum the Trinity. Very interesting. The cats actually work against you, but as Lukaku showed with his last deck, you can actually use Shadow Vampire alongside Platinum for interesting effect. Interesting effect. So, she's a tricky one. I'm not sure whether I recommend trying to pick her up or not, but if you like cards that are tricksy, then pick her up. I don't think she's going to go for much on the player stores, though. She's not reliable or consistent, which means that she's not going to be very popular in the meta. Cute dog. Thank you, Pegasus. It's a border terrier, I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, next up, Ragnar the Blood Edge. Despite the fact that it's a 4-star card and the hardest to get a hold of in the game, it's not actually that good. We've seen him being used in various decks, and when there were 2 Ragnars out on the field, that was actually pretty decent. But a single Ragnar is just way too easy to shut down. And unfortunately, once he's shut down, I mean, if you remove his ability, which a lot of cards do, then he's dead weight. He's completely dead weight. And your opponent's simply not going to let him survive, and he dies to every 2-cost removal spell. So you're going to be able to sell him for a lot of money at the moment, but if you have multiple copies and you want to sell them for cash, sell them now, because his price is going to drop. Next up is Interfectum Malus Okami. This is a great card. This card has the potential to shut down basically anything in the meta. It'll shut down Illurin, it'll shut down Jurs, Jurgens, Janes, Nerevas. It shuts down everything that's basically not Gates of Hell or Wave of Life, basically. It requires a lot of predictive ability, but if you are good at that, then this is an amazing card. Really, really good card. I don't know how popular it's going to be in the stores. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to sell it for, but pick it up if you don't already have it, because you will find a use for it. Next up is Tsubaki. Tsubaki is basically like a version of Mage Marie or Archer Mary. If you like those cards and you know how to run them in your decks, pick her up. Otherwise, don't bother. She's not going to sell for a heck of a lot on the player store once the collaboration stuff is over, because again, she's just not massively reliable and she's very easy to remove. Then we have... where are we going? Ragnar is a useless card. Trap is so much better. Yeah, I agree, Johan. Ragnar is not great. Oh, I can't actually open that up because it's the only one I have, and I've got to do it here. Okay, next we have V number 13. Interesting card. It's been used to decent effect, although it's not quite as strong in testing, in PvP testing, as we initially thought that it might be. So you'll probably be able to sell it for quite a lot, but I think its price is going to start dropping as its popularity drops. Next up, we have Arma Reboare Mukorin. Offload it as quickly as possible. It's a useless card. There will never be any value in this card whatsoever. it's completely pointless. I don't even know why it's a thing. Just offload it. Next up, Bang. Bang is basically a kind of a little bit like an eagle, but he's basically, what he's really like is like a mini warlord, because he has that ability. He has the direct attack and he has the area of effect attack. So he's a combination of either eagle and Albi or the warlords, depending on which one you kind of know the best. Again, quite easy to remove, but he is a big threat, and if he's left unchecked, he can cause a significant amount of damage. So very, very useful in PvG. Less so in PvP, but still possibly has a spot. Possibly. Next is Phoenix Retenjo, which is basically the spell-targeted version of the Infectarium card, or whatever it's called. Shuts down, seals abilities. Bear in mind that, from what we can tell, it won't work on stuff like Nereva and Jane. It won't work on anything that cancels spells. It won't work on a warlord that's placed in the middle of the field. But apart from those exceptions, it will shut down anything. So it's a perfect counter to, you know, bunnies and reapers and doom machines, Jurgens, beastkin Minos, Seigis, all of these guys. So good. It's a good card. Next up is the Arcus Diabolus. This has the potential to be really, really good. I think what we're going to see with this is that it's going to start out not popular at all, and then it's actually going to start finding its way into more and more decks as time goes on. It's basically going to be like Hikaru's Shuriken. So keep a hold of them for now, sell them later. I strongly suspect the price is going to start rising as time goes on. Next up is Iron Tiger. Very interesting card. Meets HP breakpoints at level 1, but not 2 and 3. He's basically a pre-nerf missile team, and is actually pretty darn strong. This guy will be going for reasonable amounts of money. People aren't going to be falling all over themselves to get him because he's just a little too expensive, but he works fantastically as a gold variant of missile team. So useful to have. Pick him up if you don't already have him. Noel Vermilion, one of those cards is just a little bit too expensive to be truly worth her cost, but she does have direct damage on an enemy ability, and she can counterattack opponent creatures, so in the right deck she could work. Again, you're going to find that she sells for a lot initially, I suspect, but then less so later on. Nevertheless, the meta may change and make her viable, so hold on to a few spares. This guy, Harakune. I actually love this guy. Completely easy to shut down in PvP. He can be shut down by one-cost cards, like Paralyzing Bullet and Notira's Needle. So very, very weak. Very, very weak. But his ability is actually pretty damn good. He summons the Tomb Swarm, and then if the Tomb Swarm dies, your opponent is forced to discard a card, and if the Tomb Swarm doesn't die, then Arakune kills the Tomb Swarm, deals damage to the creature that was in front of the Tomb Swarm, and then summons another one. He's basically a hyper-offensive Alron. So, very useful, I think, in PvG, but would be really hard to run in PvP. Nevertheless, there are some decks in which it would work quite well. Next up, Carl Clover. A bit of an odd one. He summons Nirvana, but then you could summon Nirvana yourself for a 2-cost into mana, and it doesn't have all of Carl's problems. Nevertheless, if you think of him as kind of like a Magician Master Field that summons the Nirvana card, it may be worthwhile. Although, again, it's one of those tricky cards where, you know, you look at it and you think, well, why wouldn't I just use Magician Master Field or something like that? So he's got some interesting possibilities to him, but again, pretty expensive for what he does, given that he costs 3 more than Nirvana does, and all he has is this pitiful amount of attack value. He does charge Nirvana's energy, though, which is useful. If he can survive, if you put him with some counterspells and things like that, then he can charge up Nereva nicely. Vermilion is just a waifu. Yeah. Next up, Hakumen. Hakumen is very useful if he survives, but he doesn't meet HP breakpoint, so it's very difficult to ensure that he does. Couple him with Nereva and counterspells and things like that, and he could be really, really good, but he's extremely expensive for a very inconsistent ability. So again, I think he's going to be selling for a lot initially as people just look at his ability and go, oh my god, so good! And then it's going to decrease quite substantially when people realize that actually he's very inconsistent. So if you have spares, I'd advise selling them now rather than later, but you never know. He might slide into the meta at a later point, so you may want to keep a couple just in case. It was a girl all along? Oh, I don't know. It's a bit difficult to tell half the time who's girls. And basically, if they have a beard, then I know they're a boy. If they don't, who knows? And the last one is Vulcan Hein R. Helsing, who's just terrible. For his cost and his ability is just awful. I mean, at level 3, his best level, he needs to take 2 attacks before he's able to counter a single spell. It's pointless. You would be much, much, much better off just running an Orisha, who does the same thing but significantly better and for much less cost. So don't worry about the Helsing at all. He's trash tier card. Just scrap him. Ignore him. And yeah, that's basically it. So if there's any questions, suggestions, requests, or anything else, let me know now. Otherwise, we'll wind it down. The stream has actually gone over 3 hours at this point. All right, what have we got here? A gift from Drunoctis. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's going to go towards booster packs, cards, and videos. All right, so yes, questions, suggestions, requests, anything like that. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. Dog's still just sitting there. Oh, also, just while I'm waiting for anybody to make any comments if they want to, if anybody's interested, there are 2 more big cards that are going to be released 5 days from now and 10 days from now. What other games am I playing these days? I'm playing For Honor, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Arakune thinks you think of Zombie Combiner. It would be really broken if it had a little, if it had less cost. Bye-bye. Maybe make a deck suggestion for the BlazBlue PvP arena. Joseph, yeah, I will see if I can make a BlazBlue PvP deck for next Monday. Mondays are when I release the PvP videos. Okay, well, gotta go. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hope you can make it to the next one. So to anybody who's interested, one of the new cards that's going to be released later on is Jin Kisaragi. His mana costs 6, 7, and 8. Defense of 4, 5, and 6. HP of 15, 17, 19. And attack of 4, 6, and 7. So decent. And he definitely meets HP breakpoints. Good night, Kelpesh. Thanks for stopping by the stream. And his ability is destroys all frozen enemies and freezes the nearest enemy every turn. If killed by the opponent's spell or ability, he destroys all frozen enemies and freezes the remaining enemies. Pretty cool. And then Rachel Alucard. Darkness costs 5, 6, and 7. Defense of 2, 2, and 2. HP of 14, 16, and 18, and attack of 2, 3, and 4. So lousy attack, not brilliant HP, but she does meet HP breakpoints, which is pretty cool. Her ability is, if the opponent's battlefield is empty when it's summoned, then summons G11. If not, summons Nego. Friendly G11 and Nego both will deal 4 damage on the opponent's battlefield when they die. Which is... it's an AoE effect, but it's not a super powerful one. And it doesn't increase. It's always 4 damage regardless of the level. So between the 2 of those new cards, Jin Kisaragi is the one that I'm more interested in. He seems more stable. Rachel seems like she'd be okay. Not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but for that cost, that ability is not massively reliable. Very, very good for going up against aggro decks. Not good at all when going up against decks that have any kind of beefy creatures in them. Still, pack a Turn to Frog or a Cocoon of Evolution or something in there, and you never know. Might work out quite nicely. We will have to see. And Jin Kisaragi himself would work out quite nicely next to the swords Mukro there, Mukro Algesco, although they do share resource cost, which is a bit unfortunate, but never mind. Yeah, for me, personally the most interesting card is actually this one, the Interfectum Malus. Maybe it would be better to wait 2 or 3 days to sell cards, Luke. In most cases, yes, absolutely. In some cases, it's best to sell now. But unfortunately, it's impossible to tell what's the better idea. For example, people are going a bit crazy at the moment trying to get a hold of Ragnar. So he's going for a lot of money. But as time goes on and more people get him and less people are interested in getting him and the meta decides that he's not a good card, then the interest in him is going to significantly decrease and you're just not going to be able to sell him for anything, would be my prediction. But I could be completely wrong. So it depends on, you know, what kind of angle you want to end it on. Unfortunately, at first glance, there's no cards in this collaboration pack that are going to be like Scathach or Mistletoe or Seigi or cards like this. There's no card that leaps out immediately as being worth 5 million gold. Now the meta may shift to make some of these cards super viable and worth 5 million gold, but right now none of them really are, so their value is not necessarily going to increase over time. I mean, you look at some of the other collaboration cards that are out there and you simply can't sell them. I mean, there are CLO and C2 and cards that, you know, you can put up in your Play Store for like minimum price practically, and people aren't going to take them off you. So it's tricky. It's tricky. It's impossible to know what cards are going to increase in value and what cards are going to decrease in value. The best we can do is take a best guess. My best guess is Ragnar's going to decrease in value, but what do I know? Okay, well, there don't appear to be any... we haven't had the other rounds, though. Yeah, but that depends on whether or not the other rounds are going to contain 22 new cards each, or whether it's just going to contain the same 21 cards, and they're just going to switch Ragnar out for Jin, and then Jin out for Rachel. Both are equally possible, and DevCat hasn't really made it clear which one they're going for. If the next 2 packs do contain 22 completely new cards, then, yeah, you know, anything's possible. Because God knows how they're going to combine with the existing cards and so on and so forth. But if it's just Jin and Rachel that are going to be released in the next 2 packs, then it's not really a big deal. Jin and Rachel will probably be quite expensive. Will sell for quite a lot of gold. But Ragnar does seem to be the weakest of the 3 4-star cards that they're offering. But we don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Okay, so if there's no more questions or suggestions or anything like that, we will wrap up here. That has been 3 hours and 20 minutes. I appreciate everybody sticking with us this long, and I hope it wasn't too desperately boring. So, to everybody who's not aware, I do live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're almost always Mabinogi Duel. If they're not going to be Mabinogi Duel, I announce it ahead of time on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So follow me on those if you haven't already for all the details. Thanks for the stream. Bye. Okay, Alec here. Thanks for stopping by and getting involved. I really appreciate it. RFX, the apprentice of Arx. You just got here, RFX. Oh, no. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, if anybody wants to join the Arcanauts Discord channel, I'm going to post the... Okay, here we go. I'm going to post it right now into the chat. So, there you go. That's the best way to get in touch with me and to talk to me outside of live streams and things like that. You think we're only going to get 2 new cards in the next BlazBlue boosters? You're going to card gallery, you can already see the upcoming cards, Octoprism. Yeah, that's what we're basing the thinking on. I've got it open now. But, again, it could go either way. The language that DevCat has used is very, very vague. And the evidence seems to be, yes, that they're only going to release like the same 21 cards and then just switch the 4-star card out. But from a financial perspective, it would make a lot of sense to have a collaboration that had 66 cards in it, because that's pretty much guaranteed to make people spend real money on getting gems. So it's a 50-50. I'm going to assume that there's just going to be, you know, the 22 cards that we see now plus Jin plus Rachel. But you never know. We could be pleasantly surprised. or unpleasantly surprised, depending on how many gems you happen to have. All right. So yes, what was I saying? Yes, live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, 3 p.m. GMT. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram if you want advanced warning of things like that. And sometimes I do lazy streams on the weekend, which is just Twitch, because I don't want to keep spamming people's YouTube notifications. You know, it's a good way of getting people to unsubscribe. So if you're interested in just watching just random games of just anything, much more informal, much more relaxed, you know, no webcams and things like that, then follow me on Twitch. Otherwise, keep following me on YouTube and just watch some MABINOGI Duel stuff. Okay, so that is 3.5 hours. I appreciate everybody sticking with me so long. I really do. It means a lot to me. But we'll wrap it up here. So thank you for watching. For everyone who subscribed, I really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And hopefully, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Have fun and good luck.